hollowing out?
No, probably can etch cups. Probably has the rotating thing.
Oh, it can etch
The
cups.
rotating can etch the cups.
That makes more sense.
So I gotcha. So can y'all still not hear me? Can y'all still not hear me?
You're gonna have to turn yours back on.
So
I'm gonna have to. Can you, when you get a chance, can you listen to TikTok and see how bad the echo is?
Yeah.
I'd like to kind of know.
You're live on YouTube.
We're live on YouTube's. Yeah.
I will give
We're
you
live on
the
the YouTube.
people
It's reversed.
of TikTok who can see me because YouTube is currently it's blocked by a great big Creality K1 box.
Yeah, we're right there. We're good.
Yeah, but they can't see me. I'm hiding.
Duff. Duff
A-
just joined us. Hey, Duff.
Hey, Duff.
Camera is
I'm going to
reversed.
give you
I don't know
a
why the camera would be
preview of a
reversed.
filament that is coming out, a video later tonight, which is currently in editing. This is PLA Sport. It's backwards, but it's PLA Sport. It is available on Amazon. You've got to hunt for a little bit because they're new. And this is, if you're familiar with the chameleon filaments, right? And so as you look at a different angle, it changes. So this is a blue, purple, green. Now I can see blue and purple more than I can see green in it, but that's the core. Around it, it's sheathed in clear PLA with glitter, which I just have never seen before. I've seen somebody talk about how they're coming out with filament like that, but I have not seen it anymore. Oh, they say they can hear you.
Okay. I mean, they should be able to hear it. No.
Nico, I was just talking about you. Somebody was just saying that have I done like a full helmet, and I said I tried it once, but I didn't really do it. And I said, but you have some great stuff, and someday I'm going to do a full helmet.
We have the stream for ADD people. I'm just doing stuff over here. She's doing stuff over there.
We need to, now that we had a hard time getting YouTube started. Nico, I saw your email where, and I want to talk about it, where you have the, the first, I'll stand right up here.
You should stand where you can see the lens.
Where I can see the lens. Okay, so, but I'm just going to jump in. Nico Industries has some beautiful models, and it's not just all cosplay stuff because, yeah, I love that stuff. But when go ahead, when you can get on there and they're like articulated models, and there's a lot of fun stuff in vases because I like that, but there's some really great models, but you don't have to pay for a membership to get 100 free models, which is like crazy. So anyway, I will, I'm going to talk about it in a little bit, but I know I just saw your email about that, which is really cool because you guys have certainly very high quality models. Correct. 100 models free. Exactly. And they're not like little dinky models. I can't remember. Is there a full suit of something? If not, there's multiple pieces of different things. And definitely, yeah, because I was going through, I was trying to do some of the free models for some of the stuff. I've just lost my compatriot here. Hold on. Hey. Okay, so if you're on YouTube and you just got in here, we found our beer or cider. And this K1 was in a box, and we waited to open it because we didn't want to open it before the stream. And then we were like, how the heck do we open it? And because it was in a wooden box with like metal around it. And so that took us a little bit. And those of you who are on the widescreen platform, yeah, there was some issues there. So let's get this.
Okay.
Is it working?
Is the camera on? The camera's on here. Yeah. Are you not getting on the YouTube? Hey guys. Hey Britt. How's it going? Good to see you. We got Maker Viking, Duff, Bob.
Bob Carnes?
Yeah, Bob Carnes is here. Good old
Hi,
Bob
Bob.
Carnes. Hey Bob.
Hi Maker Viking, Duff. Hi Creatrix.
Too many cameras. What? You watching the wrong one? Okay. All right.
I have seen your crochet flexies. They are adorable. Like the crochet spider flexi with the little eyes. Oh my gosh. It's such a great thing because it's 3D printed and it looks like crochet. And then, okay, I need a sharp thing.
You need a sharp thing?
Yeah.
You have plenty of them back there. Where's that little orange thing? You gave me that orange thing from to open up boxes.
Oh, I don't remember that. Yeah, I know.
A little drag hook
I know. I don't know.
I like that one.
All right, we need to get on with the getting on though.
Okay.
I have
we're
multiple.
26 minutes into this.
Oh well, it's because it's.
Yep.
Make sure. Okay. Well, it's a big box.
All right.
So-
I'm gonna take it to the floor.
Okay, go ahead. From a standpoint of packaging, this did come from China. It was exceptionally well boxed. We were about not have to be able to do this because we could. Are you telling me I'm supposed to be looking here? I know. Am I supposed to be looking there?
No, I just.
Hey, I
Oh,
think that's
what-
a lid. You're
The
good.
lid. But no, I'm just you're
You're
cutting
gonna
me
have
off.
to go back and forth.
I know it's sketchy. One's printing.
It seems like we're ADHD. You're probably right.
We are. So there's the lid. There's some instructions.
So we were talking about what model we would do as a first test print, because historically in time, if you were to do a benchy, it's going to be an hour, over an hour to print the thing. And a lot of people at this point don't want to hang around. They want to see the finished print, but they don't want to hang around for a whole hour to watch it print. And then Asylum said, wait a minute, no, we'll do a benchy because now they're down to like 20 minutes or sub 20 minutes, which, yeah, is good. Is this
Thank you.
yours or mine? Who gets to have it?
Oh, it's yours.
It's mine.
Yeah, Creality gave it to you, not me.
Sweet. I'm kidding.
You're the important person here.
Oh goodness. Wait, there are stickers. Let me see. 3D printing, industry evangelist. Build in
Lots of stickers.
slicer, Creality cloud.
Hey guys.
They're small. I'm not going to read that. I had to close one eye to be able to read them.
There's also 3.
Hey, Nerds 3D Printing is here. Not 3D printing nerds.
Nerds 3D printing. Hi guys.
He's here.
Okay. It's a little confusing knowing where to look, because if you're joining us, and some of you are, we were late getting the stream going wide format over on, I'm gonna let you do it, over on YouTube.
Yeah, you keep going. You talk.
No, over on YouTube. And so that was a little bit of a challenge. But the other thing was you couldn't get it out of the box.
I'm not sure
Yeah.
useful this is basis.
It when the print's going, it'll be useful.
Or on the side.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
This is packed very tightly.
So if you have questions for either me or for Asylum, let me
We're
know.
here.
If you want to know why. No. Please don't shut that door. It's hot in here. Thank you. In fact, I think I'm going to have to take off my safety.
Safety. Is that why you wore that for
no,
safety?
I wore this so I didn't spill spaghetti on myself.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's exactly
All
why I
right.
wore it. Okay. So, yeah.
Hey, Clockspring's here.
Hey, Clock Spring. Which one is he on? Which,
He's on the YouTubes.
He's on the. You said it. You said it. He was trying so
On
hard
the
not
tube
to
for
say
you.
YouTube.
I know.
It's okay. Hi,
Everybody
Clock
says you're not
Spring.
supposed to say it.
I say it.
Cover it in guinea pig.
So we got some Creality filament. Huh?
Clockspring said you should cover it with the stickers. With the
I have.
yeah.
I have stickers with guinea pigs on it. Okay, so if any of you all are going to make it to the East Coast Rep Rap Festival, I will be there. Asylum Life will be there, and Clock Spring for the first time. I don't know. Have you been to the U.S. Clock Spring and been to a Rep Rap Festival? I know you've been to the U.S. before, but have you ever been to a festival?
So Vanta crew can't hear anything.
Oh, me? Or
I don't know. On YouTube. Be it Earth. First Earth.
First Earth.
That's major gamer geek. So we have like 3 chats going on here, guys. So I'm just gonna blurt out what y'all are saying and we'll answer it. Creality needs an AMS or an MMU.
Yeah, that would be
100%.
great.
She's losing her mic.
Do it.
Just a second,
I'm
guys.
taking
Hold
this
on.
off.
All right. There it goes. Hand her
Let's
mic
get
back.
this back. Okay.
There we go.
And now I have the Asylum Life chicken, which, by the way, everybody loves the chicken. I know. I love the chicken.
Isn't that awesome? I love
It's
my
a great chicken.
Love my chicken.
Do you have actual chickens?
I do have chickens.
You have real
And I
chickens?
actually have a chicken that kind of looks like that, and I need to make her a hat.
Oh, shoot, guys, if this is making noise, I'm super sorry. I'm trying to do this without.
The chicken is so well differentiated. I'll give you one guess on who said that.
Yes, it is a well differentiated chicken. Foxspring has this crazy wit about him. Okay, wait, what is this? What is this?
So
It
that
looks like where you
this,
put your razor to charge.
it does, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Like you charge it. You can put your
Is-
watch there.
Maybe we could put the screen up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably the screen.
So there is a manual probably on putting this together. It's probably here.
It's probably in that. I'll open it. You talk.
Okay. This is where you put your shaver to charge it. You don't have a shaver. So right now, all we're doing is we've gotten the K1 out. Oh, I should have let you do that. I'll put that back.
So
We're
Britt,
going to put the
here,
screen on. Yeah.
show the shirt on.
Oh.
So Britt, see the hat right there? The hat. That's what the chicken is wearing. That's not feathers. That's like a, I don't know. It's like a.
It's not the crown. It's a hat.
I think it's more of a hat. That's what I think it's more of a hat because it's a hen versus a rooster.
Oh, it's a hen. Well,
yeah,
then she
it's
just
a hen versus a rooster.
she's gender fluid.
We'll go with that one.
Okay.
So, modern chicken.
So yeah, if you have a question that you want to ask us, do this. And if you want to know how ADD we are,
Steampunk. Steven got it.
it's a lot. Wait, what? The undifferentiated?
Steven said steam. It looks steampunk. Yes, it is steampunk.
Steampunk. My daughter, when Asylum comes down, because we're going to do work, because you're a number of hours away, but you're very kind to come down and work with us, is she wants him to bring a chicken. And you said, and I mean, it's a really generous offer, that if there was ever a point in time where you had gotten new chicks, that you could bring one down for a weekend. But that is not, I mean, that is based on what? When you have reduction in force from forces.
Well, I have two different types of birds. Chicken.
Sorry, that was loud.
ASMR. Is that
AMS.
I don't know how you say that.
ASMR.
ASMR, whatever that is. No, I have two types of chickens that I keep. I keep chickens for eggs and I keep chickens for meat. And I'll stop there. And
I can see why you're stopping there.
some so each fall I get more chickens. And I'm abandoning TikTok.
Why?
Because I have one person who's there, whoever
Okay.
you are.
Okay.
Go to the
Go
filament.
over
Oh,
there.
that's actually a lie. I don't have anybody. So goodbye.
Okay. Exit TikTok. All right. Well,
Now
that
we have
gives
a
us-
bigger screen for your TikTok,
Yay.
and maybe
okay.
people can hear me a little better.
Well, I mean, all I'm doing is like doing this. We really need to have the video be on the
I know.
ceiling. Check out my
We're
ceiling, guys.
learning,
Ooh.
folks. We're
See,
learning.
Look at this. See, this is how like I am in literally the
So,
I am in our mechanical room. Wait, what?
switch to two.
Switch to two.
So
Okay.
that's the YouTube. There we go.
Yeah, if you're on
All
YouTube,
right.
you can see more of this.
Hey,
Let me switch you guys around.
We're in the big bucks now. We hired a camera guy.
There's not much light in there.
We have to plug it
Do
in.
we need one of these lights?
No, I just know how to switch this one.
There's a door, but there's no handle.
I guess you can tell I did this a lot, right?
All right.
Flip. No, I don't want to host with creators. How would one flip the monitor? Can you tell I did this a lot?
You should tap right here, and then you get your flip right there. Now it's flipped. Now tap
Oh,
there,
you have to
and you're
like
done.
go in.
Yeah, you have to
Okay.
go into the other thing.
Here is my assistant, my editor. He is extremely
Face reveal.
face
Very
reveal. I know.
reflective.
It is very
He's
reflective.
into a number of events. So this is yeah, what it looks like. And you guys, I'm sure you have seen this. This is nothing new, right? If you have not seen a K1, look, here's the back of the K1 clock spring. They're hexagons on the back of it. Wow. Yep.
You want some other footage.
Is a crown.
I was gonna
I like
say
that.
if you
I like what Duff said. Or
What
is
did
that
Duff say?
Zuma? Zuma says a crown is nothing but a fancy metal hat.
yes it is.
I agree. I
I'm gonna
agree.
put me back on here and
I'm
I'm
reading
gonna see if
instructions.
I can angle us like this so that you can see JC. And we need a plug,
That's
but
me.
perhaps not yet.
That's here, but we'll do that last. I'm perusing the instructions right
I'm going
now.
around to the front. We have some magnetic tape for some reason. We have this tool.
Okay. They're
Oh, and
saying-
we have the little C-clamp things.
They're saying put that on first. And then
Done.
okay. So we just put the
Spool
filament spool holder on the back. It screws into the back. That was easy. Next, the screen, and that's around the
holder.
front.
And that's around the front.
Would you like to do that, or would you like me to do
I'm
that?
gonna have you do that
Okay.
while I plug it in.
All right. All right. Don't power it up yet.
I'm not plugging in 1/2. Oh,
Electrocute me.
okay.
All
So
right.
yeah, I think
Can
our
they
plan
see this
is.
wire right here.
I think our plan is just to do a
Okay.
benchy because they can print benchy so much fast. Press
So there's
2.
our screen.
2. My cameraman said to press
Woo.
2, guys.
So there's our screen.
So over
It's
on.
right here.
Who's gonna
Pull
put
it
it? Oh, that's bright, guys. I'm
I assume
sorry.
that goes right there. So we'll just plug that in here.
Oh, this is the wrong way.
It's gonna be a hard one. Too many people around here. There we go. And then there's little grooves right there. Pop that in. And then bang it really. No. There we go.
Okay,
Put it
peel
in.
it, peel it,
You mean
peel it,
Are
peel
we
it
peeling
good.
it?
Bum, ba-da, da-da, da-da,
Good grief.
There's a
da-da.
bigger one on it.
Is there a bigger one on it? There is a bigger one on it.
You took the sticker off the sticker. That takes skill.
Well, you know,
Okay.
I have been practicing undoing those mule stickers.
Oh gosh. If you
All
are
right.
thinking about going to an event and you have a logo or something that just represents you, get stickers made. I'm coming back. I'm coming back to you guys. I didn't realize this, but when I went to
That's the
IRF
guy.
last year, everybody was like handing out stickers and stuff. And I didn't have any stickers. So I went and I had some made, and it's so much fun. I love handing out my stickers.
Thank you for being here for the people. They're over here talking about being here for the people, not the printer.
Oh,
So,
you guys.
thank you.
So
Thank
now I have
you.
it. Can I plug it in?
Give me a sec. I'm, like I said, perusing. Uno momento, por favor.
Roger Dodger.
There's some clipping things. Oh, we've got to do the Bowden tube
Where's that?
right here on the back. Actually, it looks like it's kind of been done already. They have but I didn't see a Bowden tube in the package. Let's just live with what's here. I think we can, because it goes to the filament sensor. There's a filament sensor in the back here. I don't know where Courtney went. So everybody over here cannot hear me. So I'll show y'all the back real quick over on the YouTubes.
It's got hexagons. Did we miss
Yeah.
something?
So filament holder, sensor. They say in the instructions to put a Bowden tube in here, but there's no Bowden tube and there's already something there. So we should be okay.
Oh, you mean it's already Bowden tube?
There's
filled?
already a small Bowden tube right there, but there's
Clock
nothing
spring.
on the packages.
Did I show you this? I got to show you this. This is your compass tome that you just released. It's hard to see it. Oh, it's hard to see it here. Everything has got the blue. It's what am I doing?
Press the 2 again.
Press 2 again, JC.
Press 2.
2. I'll
All
come
right.
back on both.
We're on 2.
It is so pretty. This is Tidal Teal, I think, Protopasta.
We're showing.
So nice. Apparently, some people don't want skulls on their. Some people don't want skulls on their tomes, and so there is now a compass version of the tome. This is entitled Teal. I saw it. I had to move it out of the way, right, in
Yeah.
order to get to the Creality filament.
Awesome.
So yeah, this is beautiful, and it printed lovely in the Protopasta
That's the
filament.
one they did for.
Coming back to 1. All right. Teamwork makes the dream work.
I'm so Creality. What they sent with this was they sent us 2 spools of their hyper white. Now there are a lot of filaments that are coming out with fast filaments, and for the most part, unless I'm 100% misunderstanding it, and I'm going to show you Elastigirl's butt in just a minute. So prepare yourselves for that. What is it from? Oh, here we go. I'm putting the hat on. Okay, so
All right. You can plug it in now. Did you plug it
hold on,
in?
I gotta get Elastigirl's butt. Yeah,
Okay. We'll plug it in.
Okay.
Turn
So
it on.
he's going to turn it on. So here is Elastigirl. I'm going to go around since we've got multiple cameras going on. This is Elastigirl, and she printed fine on the Bamboo AMS, but I want you to look like right here and see how you've got some shiny parts and some parts that are dull as I touch her butt, right? And you get the same thing with the red here on her thigh. And this is because these fast printers are printing really fast, and it changes the finish is one of the many things that can happen with filament. But you've got this filament. If we slowed down the printing of these parts with Elastigirl, so let me show up here. See how it's shiny there, and then it's yeah,
The black.
the black. Oh, the black you can see better. See here how it's shiny, and then it's, as I touch her butt, this is more matte. You can see it with the legs too. It's matte here, and then as we get further down, it gets more and more shiny. So the filament is printing absolutely fine, but this particular filament, the higher it got speed-wise, the faster it was being extruded. It's being heated up and being shoved out so quickly that, and also you have to remember that when you are doing a print and you say, I want this filament to be 215C. So that's the target. But what it's trying to do is heat up to that. But depending on how fast the filament is going through, it may not even be getting anywhere close to that. So my Bondtech CHT 1.8 millimeter nozzle, which I absolutely love, you can say, I want it to be 210, and it's probably moving through it so fast, it's not getting there. Okay, I have to see if people are saying stuff. Is that the rocket? Yes.
Stop watching.
The rocket. Wait a minute. That's the rocket back there. Yes, that is the rocket back there. That was Dylan Suggs is saying, is that the rocket back there? We got the rocket, unboxed the rocket. No, yeah, we got it and we unboxed it, which was pretty easy to do. And then we needed to go off and do some test prints. And I think at this point, the best thing I can say is we're still in the test printing phase. It's challenging. So while we're sidetracked, as is not
Hey,
unlike.
Per. Hey, 3D Musketeer.
Hey, Grant.
Tati.
Let me see if I can find something here.
Good to see y'all. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you guys for coming in. So,
There are 3 screws we have to remove.
I'm letting him do all the hard work.
Removing 3 screws.
Do you need a screw removal thing?
No, they gave us the tools for that.
Okay. So while he's doing the actual stuff that we were here to, you can see in the background, for those who are on TikTok, you probably can see it over on YouTube, that there's a tall thing that says High Tri back there. That's called a Rocket One, and it is a resin printer. And does it print? Yes. Uncle Jesse did a bunch of work with it, and it is a little bit challenging to get it going because just like the first layer is super incredible important in an FDM printer, getting the height right of the actual resin is incredibly important with this because it needs to be, it prints like this, and it prints standing up. Oh, you're so right. Sorry, I had to think it right. So as you would normally resin print like this, right? So it does the first layer and then it rises out. In this case, it's going to do the first layer and I just broke it. And then it sinks down. So the first layer is actually, you can see it's got a grid. Can you see the grid? It's sort of a metal mesh. And getting that exactly right is super key. So that's where we sort of left off with it. And we need to get back to it. We haven't.
Instead of sitting on a screen, it's shining down from above.
Oh yeah, the LED is focusing down onto the top of the resin, and the resin is floating right above that metal grate. So interestingly enough, when you do resin printing with other resin printers, as it prints and it comes out like this, it's consuming the resin and the resin level will drop in the resin vat. But with this, because it starts like this and does the first layer and it sinks down into the resin level pretty much stays the same throughout the whole print. So it is tricky to get it to work well. We were going to put a review out on it, and ultimately we haven't yet because I think we can't do it justice. I don't think we have had enough time to spend with it. Now, if it was any other resin printer, I think I would have put a video out by now without a problem. Oh, I'm super allergic to resin, so I have to have them.
Are we plugged in? I'm not getting power.
Uh-oh. Oh, we have to turn the switch on.
Is it off?
Oh, no, it's on.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm
hold
not
on.
getting power.
Let's see what I did. Oh, wait, are we set to the right? Are we 220, 240, 120? Okay, here we go. Wait, hold on.
We're looking. We'll go back to one.
It's right here.
Okay.
I need to shine the
I'll
light
reach in
in
there. I got it.
Unless the screen is not attached properly.
Well, it might be the wrong power because I see it there. We might have to shove it over. You see it?
Yeah, let's see it.
If we can. In any case, folks, to come back to this, the printer, in theory, can do some really interesting things. I would have a very hard time recommending the Rocket one for anyone. Actually, I would not, absolutely not recommend it for someone who there'd be their first resin printer.
So we said take the Bowden out of the chain.
Oh, is the Bowden in the chain?
Isn't it? Or it's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be in the chain.
Oh, it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's supposed to be in the
Yeah,
chain.
that's right. It runs through.
They put it
Yeah.
in the chain, but that's interesting. Is that what their plan is? I mean, it is following the extruder.
Is
Okay,
it?
now do you want me to plug it in?
Yeah, I'll turn it off. I'll plug
Ouch! That was my head.
it in. Now let's turn it on and make sure we didn't fry it. Hey, we have lights.
Okay,
There we
yeah.
go.
So if you are interested in an interesting resin printer and you've got time to investigate it, are you showing off his?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm
hey.
drinking. I am drinking Bull City Cider Works. Bull City Cider Works, pretty good. So yeah, if you have resin printers, if you like resin printers, it's absolutely a really interesting printer, but definitely not your first resin printer. And if you love to tinker, maybe, but it's something you need to work with. Yeah, we were trying to get
There it
we
is.
were trying to get comparable prints here, and we were not able to get comparable prints. I mean, the Anycubic Mono X, right, which is one we were comparing it to. The Anycubic Mono X was just killing it, right?
Oh, so they're saying to remove the Bowden because a lot of people who complained about having issues because of it being in the Bowden.
They say
That's
have
what
it
the suggestion
okay,
is.
have it out of the drag chain.
That's-
Should we do that
that's what
after we do
FDM
this
right there.
first print
We can
as
try.
as spec'd?
See.
And then just because this is how they sent us the printer,
Yep. we can
I
do
mean,
that.
if that's a good advice, let's do it. But if that's what, now should we do it with this? Hold on, is this there? It's probably the same stuff. Yeah, this is Hyper White PLA.
Awesome.
They sent us 2 boxes of Hyper White PLA.
Oh, beautiful.
I just broke it. Okay. I'll break it. I am so bad about breaking spools because here, I'll show you what I do. Let's open a box of Hyper White PLA from Creality. So where I was talking about, if you just got here, is that the hyper filaments, the new fast filaments, I was like, what in the world is this about? They will print better and have a better finish at higher speed. Sorry. They will print better and have a better finish at higher speeds. I'm just terrible at this. Oh, and I'm behind the camera. I'm not getting anything right tonight. That's a tough crowd. Let me put Elastigirl away. Yeah, so the first time I saw that really obvious was when we were doing Elastigirl. All right, it's time to get out my sewing scissors
Almost there.
because the sewing scissors are just so gratifying when you open up the non-reusable bag and you can, well, this is a lot of, and I just goes through them. This one is not working well. All right, so Asylum is working and I am not doing a great job of
You're
seeing
great.
the messages.
You're awesome.
You have 15 resin printers? Hey, Safety Third Studios. I love the resin printers. I mean, I absolutely think they're wonderful, but I have to have a third party do the print. So I'll slice it. I could slice it. I'll send it to the printer, but I need to stay away because just I don't know if, and I know Creatrix Britt, who is in the crowd, also did not initially have an allergy to the resin and then developed one, which is exactly what happened to me. And I was being rather cavalier about protecting myself. And one time when I was cleaning the vat, I got some on my hands and didn't panic and immediately run and get it off. And so it was there for a couple minutes before I got it off. And then after that, at a later point in time, I just seem to have a significant allergy to it. So as Grant, 3D Musketeers will tell you, resin is toxic. Actually, Grant, you probably have t-shirts with that on it now available for sale on your YouTube channel. And it's not wet filament. Those are like two of your sayings. All right, am I loading?
Not yet. I'm almost finished putting the handle on. And then after we get the handle on, we can start doing.
I don't know what's taking you so long. I put this bowl holder on really fast.
I know, right? You did an amazing job.
It was-
Everybody give her a hand.
It's all me.
On TikTok, give her gifts.
What? Okay, hold. Well, actually, okay.
All right.
Slow down. I
on.
can't
Okay.
get it in.
So remove the 3 screws. That's the first instruction it gave here. We've done that. And then welcome to Creality. Please set up network first.
Okay.
Chris! Hey, Chris.
This is where you take time out to.
You're not Chris. All right, so we got to set up the network, and your husband has all the network information.
I have the network information.
You do?
Well, yeah, but my phone's on license.
Okay.
Yeah, we're live on multiple
We're live.
places. You want to meet my son?
This is
Come here.
Grayson, by the way.
This is my son Grayson, guys.
What's up?
This is my son Grayson. So this is whoa. This is
I just went to camera 2.
good job. Oh, they're my legs. Hey guys, it's my legs. Okay. I was like, what are you doing? Okay, wait. Say hi here. This is my son Grayson. Look, TikTok. Hi TikTok. This is my son Grayson. He is. What's your favorite song?
Let me think of this.
What are you talking about? You know what your favorite song is.
What is it?
I thought it was the Russian national anthem.
No.
It's not now? What have you been
It's
playing?
Lacrimosa.
Oh, Lacrimosa. Mozart's Lacrimosa. Yeah, my son, for some reason, loved the melody of the Russian national anthem. And it is actually quite beautiful. And he would play it and we would be like, again. And he said, I just love this. So now if we do anything, he'll go communists, because he's 12.
TikTok, we'll answer questions in just a second. I see a lot of them.
Oh, oops. I'm sorry. Let me see what's happening.
Wow, this is the most confusing.
Yeah, I know, isn't it? We got
How do you make a capital letter?
Anchor hard.
BG Apparel is asking about, he's printing logos on hats. What filament should he use?
Printing logos on hats.
TPU.
Okay. Yeah, I would say
TPU.
TPU. I would say TPU. However, there is a video. Oh, I just watched it. Today, and I'm trying to remember
Sorry, you're seeing the back of me here.
I'm trying to remember what his suggestion is. So, and if any of you all have done this, so originally because the PLA will come off. TPU, I think, is the answer, but you want to make sure that the question that I was looking into was 1 layer, 2 layers, 1 really thick layer, 1
-6,
wide layer.
-5,
And
-6,
so
I think. I think it's -5
and I've not done a lot of
at this
TPU
time, 'cause of
on
daylight.
something as thick as
Now
hats.
it's saying there's
But
no
yeah,
hat.
I would do it hotter than you normally would to make sure it really embeds in there and sort of squish it. And then if you go around a second, that was the experience that I had. And I want to do more of it is I want to print on material. And I have been saving up. Oh, this is like flying over here. I have been saving up my dryer sheets. Oh, wow, this smells great. Because you can 3D print on dryer sheets, and I just wanted to test models. But printing on a hat. Ooh, how are you holding it flat to print on the hat? That's cool. It's raining tacos out of the sky. Tacos. That song was absolutely, I lost my mind with that song because they wouldn't stop playing Raining Tacos. Thank you, by the way, for, wait a minute, hold on. Thank you guys for sending all the likes and stuff. I really appreciate it. Super glue. Oh.
All right. So we're doing self-inspection now.
Okay.
It's wanting to run a self-test.
I had
I'm
you
about-
come down so I don't have to do
I'm
all this.
about to hit that button right
Go,
now.
do it. Okay.
I'm letting you know so you can tell them.
Everyone, we're doing self-test. The Creality K1 is doing a self-test. Okay, so
So that's us.
whose camera is that?
That's your TikTok. It's about 30
Oh.
seconds behind.
I gotta stay over here and talk to you guys. Fix my pants.
It's K1. let them know. So they're asking on TikTok if this is the K1 or the P1P. You can tell them it's K1.
This is the Creality K1.
Crystal Lee Craftwork says hi.
Hi, Crystal Lee Craftwork. So this is the Creality K1. It is not the Max. The Max is bigger. I'm really glad it's not the Max, which is wonderful to have a bigger print volume. But I am out of 3D printer space. So this actually is good. In fact, I want to, can you on camera 2 over there compare in size? What are we looking at? Without the AMS, I need to measure it to see. Does anyone know? It looks similar.
All right. Go back to camera 1. Back on 1. All right. So we're running self-test.
15.
Self-test is looking good.
Oh, no, it's smaller.
Is it smaller?
Look at that. That's 14.
Okay.
This is 15. Yeah, it's an inch and a quarter narrower, which is nice. But, oh, did you get here?
Oh, there's a.
Here, this needs to go in.
Well, it's gonna. It'll
thank you for pulling that
it'll
up.
tell us stuff when to do it.
I know it doesn't go. I
know.
don't think it has a motor there.
Input
It's not
shape.
there yet.
But do you understand what I just said?
Yeah. I just need to. Once I
Okay.
get this,
I'll let you get it in that hole because it doesn't go past this.
You probably pressed that blue thing.
I pressed the blue thing.
Did you? Okay.
I slid the. Oh wait.
Input shape.
No, that's just a rotate. I
Okay.
don't think that does it. I'm trying to get the filament in. Oh, that's
don't.
just a sequence.
It's shaking up or something.
It's doing the input shaping thing right
It's
now.
raining tacos. Hi YouTube.
Are you showing the screen?
Yeah. It's on input shape.
All right. So we're getting there. It's all backwards.
Oh, shoot.
It's all backwards.
I
That's
don't know how to-
awesome.
I don't know how to fix that.
What's backwards? the-
Print a sheet on a Fresnel lens. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Oh.
See if you could transfer a pattern. You'd have to. The issue would be heat. I mean, that's a lot of heat coming from a light using a Fresnel lens or Fresnel, however you want to say it. I'm not biased.
YouTube, for some reason, flipped the camera.
Yeah.
YouTube flip the camera.
Yeah, YouTube flipped the camera, but we're good.
Okay.
So yeah, the Fresnel lens thing is a good idea though.
Okay, so as long as you have it heated, so you're taking it. I'm sorry, I'm looking at this.
Flat sheet or plastic.
Oh no, what have I done?
I don't know what you do.
No, I'm reading.
Oh, I gotcha.
Okay. Hi, Crystal. I'm glad you're feeling better.
Hey Joe, when you're asking flat sheet or plastic, what are we talking about? All right, we are almost done here.
Yes, almost any song is better than It's Raining Tacos. One of my children's sitters introduced that. Okay, so printing and then heat transfer on the hat. Is that where we were? And before I got distracted, printing TPU and then heat
TPU.
transfer.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm just thinking. This needs to go up. I had a thought.
Okay. So
But
Courtney
you're
has a
using
thought.
my-
She's
You're
exploring.
using my printer, so I'm gonna have to do it another way.
Yeah.
Okay. Would this work? No, because if you're doing heat transfer, it's not going to work afterwards. So, you know this isn't going to work until I peel this off. The patterns that you can get from the P flats, this is not one of the most exciting ones, right? And so the P flats, where it has a pattern in it, and it's just a micro fine variations in the height, and when you print with it. When you print on it, whatever is on the bottom will take on that pattern. And if it's in black, it will do it otherwise. It will have an iridescent, it can actually look kind of like rainbows, which would be great. But then if you're heat transferring it onto something, it's going to lose those minor. So never mind, it was not a good idea in retrospect, but that could work. I've done printing in TPU direct to paper pattern, direct to material before, and that works fine. But mostly I've done it with a mesh instead of trying to embed it into the material.
Right.
Prusa has a video on, well, in this case, if you're trying to like raise up the Mark III so that you can wrap the t-shirt or whatever is around it, but the information on how to do the printing itself actually is pretty helpful. If I remember correctly, that was a bit back.
So we're still mid-inspection. We still have that. The machine is running a self-test and everything. It's doing the input shaping is what it's working on right now. So we're waiting for that to finish, and then we will put this in, and we will actually print the benchy that they have on here.
I'm looking for something, and it's not my beer. So I'm going to tell you guys about a filament that is new that I'm very excited about, and the video will go out later tonight. Which one is it?
It's going to be an awesome video coming out. That's yeah, that's it. Right here.
Here's the filament. Okay, so what it's doing the shaking. I've never seen that before in a printer. So it's going to be hard to show it with all of these lights in here, but let me see if I can hold it up here. It has the chameleon effect. So this is a really thick, we did it on the Bondtech CHT 1.8 millimeter, and I'm going to change to camera 2, which is
Right here, I got it.
you have camera 2. Okay, show that. Can you see that? You had camera 2.
I'm trying to
You do something else. We'll come back because actually they're doing the Creality stuff over there on YouTube. So what's interesting about this filament is it has a core that's the chameleon. So it says blue, green, purple. I don't see any green in it. I'm not sure where the green is. Oh, wait. Maybe I see green. Blue, green, purple, chameleon. But that's just the core. And it's surrounded by a shield of clear PLA with glitter, which is wild, right? So let me see if you can kind of get a sense of it here. Can you kind of see how it's, yeah, you can see the core there, which is just all kinds of wild.
Here, I'm gonna swap over. Let's see if I can get it here.
Here.
I'm trying to focus right now. Sorry, I'm in the way, guys.
Whoops, are you hitting buttons?
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Can you see it? Okay,
Yeah. There's the core. See that sheath around it?
Got it? I'm holding very still.
No, you're good.
Okay.
Okay, back to one.
Anyway, so the company is, they're newer on Amazon, and the way stuff works on Amazon, if you're new, and Amazon is, as just like Google, is they want to give you information that they think is what you're looking for, but they also don't, sometimes I really want not what you think I want to see, I want exactly what I'm asking for. So if you ask for PLA Sport, all one thing, and this is called Chameleon PLA Blue, Green, Purple. Okay, you may get it to come up and may not because they're a newer brand, and so it's not. I had to work hard to find them. So when the video comes out later tonight, the links will be available because I don't know. It's really neat stuff because of the whole shielding around it, and then this. I don't know if, okay, so the first, when we've had the co-extrusion and then later the tri-extrusion filaments, and the interesting thing about it was how did it keep the fact that it was blue on one side and red on the other, or blue, green, yellow? How did it do that without mixing? And so I hadn't thought at great length about it because, you know, the filament comes in and then it comes out and it keeps the orientation. And so the way that the manufacturers were making the filament was important because if a regular filament, if it sort of rolls around, it doesn't matter. But when you have half blue and half green, and the goal is that I want this to follow those half green, half blue, it becomes very important that the tolerances on how they have that filament come out of their die remain as accurate as possible. So, okay, so that's one thing. And I lost train of thought. Hold on. I had it.
You're talking about co-extrusion rotation.
Co-extrusion orientation.
Was it something to do with the chameleon?
Yeah.
How it changes colors? No.
Sometimes this happens just gone.
Okay.
Yes, I know. I got it. Okay. So Stefan of CNC Kitchen did this amazing video where he wanted to figure out how it worked, and it turns out that as the filament is coming down and it goes through the hot end, it's staying in laminar flow. So he was thinking, oh, something along the lines of Bondtech CHT, for instance, will mix it up because as the filament comes in, it's split into 3 branches. surely that will mess it up. Nope, it didn't. And he went so far as to take like a volcano nozzle and drill holes in it and stick extra pieces of copper at odd angles to go through it, and it still came out with the same alignment as it went in, which is, oh,
Wow.
sounds like a vacuum cleaner.
It is auto leveling right now.
Okay.
So it's heated things up and the fan just kicked in. There's
Okay.
a huge fan on the side.
I can hear
Right
the
here.
fan.
That fan just kicked
TikTok friends, we're really
So-
close to the fan.
on. I know, right?
So you know what? You guys are so nice. You're looking at me. Let's do this. I dropped you. I'm sorry, TikTok.
So yeah,
fans.
so the fan is right here, and that just kicked
I'm gonna
in.
walk you
That's
around.
probably what you're hearing right now.
So let's go around. Let's go around. Here's the back.
Thanks for the likes and loves, guys.
It has hexagons. You see that?
The best of
And
guys.
and here we go. And here we are on. I can't do this. Okay, hold on. People, I am just a mess with this. Here, flip. Come on, flip it good. There we go. Okay, I can do that much better. So here's the back. Here is Asylum. There is my husband's dartboard. And you know, if it looks black in here, it's because we painted it black. And that wall over there has felt on it. This, by the way, is my mechanical room. And there's no air conditioning in here, so it gets very hot. Okay, so let's come around.
She's giving a
This
tour.
is my bowling alley carpet.
All right, YouTubies, y'all have to give her
Bowling alley
a break.
carpet.
She's
Sorry,
doing a
sorry,
tour.
YouTube.
Well, they can't hear you when you walk away from the microphone. The YouTube
I'm
people.
right there.
I know.
Hey,
You were-
YouTube people. Okay. Hi, TikTok friends. Okay, so
All
it's
right.
way up here. It's going back. Wow. Does that cover look reminiscent? Okay. It's really clean looking inside. And it's
YouTube is
doing-
seeing your back.
YouTube, do you have anything in the back of the shirt?
No, not that shirt. Just yeller. Just yeller.
Hey, thank you all. I am so not good at these lives.
We entertain.
So if you asked a question and I did not answer it, ask again, because Asylum is watching all of the messages come in and I'm just running my mouth, which is what I tend to do. Okay, so yes, I am really interested in how this filament is going to work, where it has a perimeter. Hey, Akuma, where it has a perimeter of clear filament, and then the core itself is actually the chameleon filament, which is so we did these little tests with it today. One thing I can say about it is if you've ever done any chameleon mirror chrome or some of the filaments that are chameleon, where right you look at it this way and it's purple and this way and it's blue, they look really good. This absolutely has that feel, but it also feels like it's ghosted. I can't explain it. What do you think? Doesn't it feel like it's inside and it's got it has a different look?
It has a different
It has
look.
a
It just
glass. It has a glass
very,
look,
yeah,
right?
Very much so. Very
Yeah.
much so.
So I'm very excited about this. I have no idea how many more they have, but I was like, yep, I'll be glad to do a video on that, folks. Okay, how long, for those of you who have a K1, does this?
So it's almost done.
Hey,
It's
is it
doing the
almost
final auto level. Now, feet.
Oh,
We won't do them right
afterwards.
now. We'll do it later. But I was looking for them. And yeah.
This is Asylum Life's steampunk chicken, and I love it. So Grant, if you're still here, I'm not watching the
Yeah,
YouTube.
Grant's on YouTube.
Hey Grant, okay, if you're still here, Grant told me about. So I went to Earth last year. If you're not going to Earth, but you are in the area and it works for you to stop in to the East Coast Rep Rap Festival, it is 41 days from now. I only know that because an email came in today saying 41 days to go, and it is a wonderful time because, and for those of you who've been like to the Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Festival or the Midwest Rep Rap Festival, I'm not sure how it's going to compare, but I will tell you that the East Coast Rep Rap Festival feels like it's got people that are, I'm going to call us hardcore, right? Like I've got 14 printers or whatever,
Yes,
however
done.
many printers you may have. I've got 203, but yeah, however many printers you have, because most people get either one and they're done. That's it. One printer is all they need and they're happy with it. And you get one printer and you're like, this is fabulous. I need another one because my one printer is busy all the time. And if I had two, I could print twice as much stuff. And then wait a minute, now I can sell stuff. Hold the phone. Yeah. So the Midwest Rep Rap Festival is the place where you feel most like all the people there are the people who are like, this is great. I'm in this hobby. It's not a hobby. It's a life. It's a lifestyle.
It's a
This
lifestyle.
okay. So yeah,
3D print life.
the Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Festival had a great feel because that's just a C-clamp. You know what I'm talking about?
I know.
So the Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Festival had so many people in it. We had a lot of people put social media out and said, hey, come by if you can't. You got it?
I got
Yes,
through one piece.
you got it through the edge of the Bowden was kind of hiccupy. But yeah, and there were so many people, and they're like, wow, we saw it, and we stopped in. And then one lady was like, my grandmother or my mother watches you, and she's in her 80s. I'm like, oh, I'd love to meet her. And the next day, she brought her mother, and it was like an hour drive, which was
funny.
like the coolest thing. And her mother did other stuff then, and I got advice from her mother too. So East Coast Rep Rap Festival, I think, is somewhere between the middle of that. There are people because it's close to it's in a close to a metropolis area. People will stop in for the day, and there are a lot of companies there. I think it's going to be there. I was looking at the companies that are going to be there today. We were talking about it while my daughter was getting her haircut, and yeah, there are going to be a lot of companies there, but there'll also be a lot of makers and reps. And I'm not trying to like. I hope this doesn't come across wrong. When I went to my first Rep Rap Festival, I was like, oh my goodness, these are my people. I had the best time. I met people I had talked to online, I had known for a long time. And then you feel just like you know each other because you've just met, but you do know each other. And then at the end of the weekend, you're like, I am super sad because this is over, but we'll come back next year. So I don't know how I got onto that, but oh yes, I do. I sidetrack myself, but usually I make it back. This is why our videos are only 1 minute long because, right? Well, because you'd never get to you said because I don't like doing longer ones. So awesome. No, but when I was at the East Coast Rep Rap Festival last year, Grant of 3D Musketeers had all these stickers, and I was like, I want stickers, and he said, go to Sticker Mule. And so I have been going to Sticker Mule. I have turned other people onto Sticker Mule. It's so much fun. And then they do magnets and all the other stuff, but they'll send out a little, here's the deal of the week. And then sometimes you're like, well, I want for $9.99, including free shipping, 20 bubble mailers or 50 bubble mailers. And so they have deals that are pretty good. And Grant's advice was if you have more than one email address, you can take advantage of the deal more than once. So yeah, and we were going to the Midwest Rep Rap Festival, and you said you do not need to take all of those stickers. And I was like, but I ran out at the Midwest Rep Rap Festival. Okay, so what's up? You should.
I'm learning. We're trying to load filament right now. It's actually loading in. You can see it moving now. We should be close to extruding. So there's not like a load filament.
Can you take that for a sec?
Oh,
I will BRB.
Yeah, there's not like a load filament. It will extrude. It's really interesting. So I'm just trying to figure out how to do that, how to get this going. We've got axis movement. We've got extruder. We've got cooling here, but there's no like load filament or anything. So I was able, when I went to the settings to extrude, I'm not seeing anything. And it's saying it's extruding, and I'm seeing stuff there, and I probably need to move my axis. Let's move our axes down. There we go. So we did extrude some, so that's good. We got our filament and the ball on our build plate. It sticks to the build plate. Woo! That's a good thing. I'm trying to make sure that people on YouTube and on TikTok can hear me.
Yeah.
So let's see. So we did that quick extrusion. I'm gonna do another one. If you want to take, let me have this, and if you'll take the camera and go to camera 2, let's just kind of show them what's happening there. I'm gonna turn this camera around, guys, and we're just gonna kind of look at this menu. So
in reverse.
So in the menu here, basically just going to extrude, extract. We're gonna extrude, and it's gonna heat up. And then once it heats up, we should start seeing it there. So 217, 225, 230, almost there. So we should start seeing extrude. We got a little stuck from the initial extrusion. Back up some. So there we go. That is not coming out amazingly. There we go. All right. So we've got a good extrusion. We're falling off to the side, and somebody's trying to call me. So that's where we're at right now. So we just extruded, and I'm going to start the print here as soon as that happens. So let me pull this out. Let's get rid of all this that came down. We're still extruding. It'll say extrude done in just a second. Yeah, it is going.
I
Going and
switched to
going.
the other camera.
You have to tell it to stop it.
No, it stops in a second. So I'll just let it go. I'm gonna stop pulling. Oh, that's a lot. There we go. We're done. All right, take this. I'm gonna let you hold both cameras.
Well, it has to fold.
Now that entire amount.
I'm
Now
on
we're
camera
good.
1.
I've got the files loaded in here. We're gonna hit home. We're gonna jump down into the file system, and we got this benchy, and we're just gonna start that benchy. I did get some grease from my hands on there, so let me clean that plate off real quick. I'll clean that. Where's the spray?
Behind you. Next to the bender.
Oh, there it is. In a rag. Here, found one. All right. Spray up in here. Wipe this plate down. Get all that oil off there. Mainly in the center, because I'm sure that's where the benchy is going to be. And we'll hit benchy. We're going to leave it open. And just hit print. Here we go. So we should be heating up. Well, we can probably go back to camera 1 on. So there we go. All right, guys. So we got our benchy underway. We should be good. Sticker Mule is pretty awesome. I do love Sticker Mule. They've all my stickers come from there, and it is loud. You can hear those fans kicking off. I'm sure TikTok is really hearing it pick up on the mic here, and YouTube's probably getting it up here. And yeah, it's aimed pretty much at the back of the machine. I'm going to give you your mic back. We were talking about put the hat on. I don't think that's going to make a little bit of a difference, but not much. All right, there we go. So yeah, now Sticker Mule's awesome. I think you get most of your stickers from there
I
now.
get all of them. I got my tattoos from, oh gosh, I'd have to look, but I got my tattoos from something like Tattoo Nation or something.
Okay.
And
Sorry.
I got there was something else I wanted to try out, some glitter stickers, and I got it from one other place, but Sticker Mule has really good stuff, and it's at a decent price, and they have the deals. And then if you, and as most things are, if you buy 50, it's really not a good price. If you buy 100, it's a much better price. If it gets to a point where if you think you're going to give them away, and when I'm going to these events, I love giving them away. I remember when I first saw Grant, I was like, how many can I have? And he was like, you can have one of everything. And I was like, I will take one of everything. And I love them. Huh?
Yeah, does this also have a color?
This does not. This does not. It is only one color at this point. Oh, okay. So there was a question is, does this have multicolor? Does it have an AMS equivalent? It does not. This is just one color. It has the spool in the back here. And I don't know does anyone know? I don't know if they have announced that they're going to come out with an AMS
No.
similar.
No.
I haven't heard of it. It's loud
No.
again.
Anybody heard about the AMS? I haven't heard about an AMS.
I gotta get my thing to put my hair up. Oh wait, it might be on cool.
We started. Where are we at?
You're welcome. Thanks, guy on camera.
That is in
There
fact
you
my
go.
camera guy.
Yep.
And our video editor. So when we are in here, because this is where we film all the videos, unless we're out and about, and hopefully you can hear me. When we are doing the, oh wait, it's moving. It's
Yeah.
moving. Something might be at. Wait, I see a wee bit of filament. Nah, it's still thinking.
Yeah. Don't do it.
I'm
Don't do
doing
it.
There was a little piece there.
Oh, now you got oil on the plate.
I didn't touch
It's
the
gonna
plate.
fail.
I didn't touch the plate. It was a little thingy.
I know. I get it.
So it turns out
It dribbled.
it's still touching. So Asylum and I, it turns out we have a different philosophy on printing. So
Yes. Oh
you
my
guys-
gosh.
Oh yeah. So
Oh my gosh.
yeah, I know. It's like it's now a point of contention. So when he got here yesterday, and we had it's my son and my daughter start school on Monday, and they're both going to a new school. So we had to do an orientation, and you were here, and What was that thunk?
That.
Okay.
Good.
So what? Oh, this is the point of contention right there. Okay, that's the prime line. And as soon as it does the prime line, I want it gone. And if I come in after it started, I have this whole thing because you don't want to be messing with it, especially if it's Pet G, because it'll actually cause it'll mess up a tiny bit wherever it's printing at that time. So I have this whole thing where I'm waiting with how it's moving, and I'll go and I'll get it up with one of these little hold on.
Yeah.
One of these little plastic razor blades, which by the way, these things are wonderful. I have them linked on our website, filmastories.com, but just look for plastic razor blades. It is tapping them.
Yeah, it's tapping the top.
It's tapping the top.
I think
It's
it's that
printing.
Bowden tube. It's printing.
So this is probably one of the reasons they're saying after it does a couple layers.
Go ahead, do it.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Here it comes.
Oh, it's your finger. Oh my gosh, give it to me. What are you just? I am sorry.
Just got my finger with a plastic razor blade.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'll
So,
put this back.
My philosophy is she likes to remove the prime line.
I need it tidy.
I like to keep it on there so that when it's time for my next print, if I look at the build plate and it's still there, I know I haven't cleaned my build plate.
Oh yes.
And so that's the last thing I do to make sure my build plate is prepared for the next print.
Okay. I just don't want it. But my son came in. Anyway, so when I came back, we had music. It was jamming in here, and I'm like, "What's going on?" And he's like, "Got printers because my main rack of printers is over here." And he's like, "Well, I'm getting them all going, and we're doing a live stream over here." And he had music going.
Hey, Clock Spring, the Bowden tube is in the drag chain. It just pops out a little early and goes a little higher, I guess, to allow it to bend to be able to go into the hot end. And so it's just a little bit higher than the chain, so it's bumping.
Where's the old camera?
Here, I'm gonna.
I got it. All right, so we're gonna show in here. So yeah, if you can see, it's following the drag chain, and then it comes out. And who was it that said take it out of the drag chain? There have been people who said take it out of the. Oh, here's where you need to stand. Oh, you know what we need in here? A mini air conditioner. It's so hot in here. How's it looking? Oh, it's a little boat.
It's looking good. I mean, it's not getting a time. About 15 minutes is what saying left. So it's supposed to be a 17-minute benchy, is what I think. Is
Okay.
What you're saying.
That sounds good.
So 17 minutes is not bad. Yeah. But now the warm-up period was forever.
Yeah, the warm-up was longer than the dance. Hi guys, I'm going to put you on TikTok. I'm going to put you here, and we're going to see if you have any questions. This is what?
Clock Spring was trying to make a hilarious joke. I get it now about the tube. Could it go into the drag?
I missed it.
Yeah, that whole conversation.
Okay,
Anyway.
so yeah. If you have any questions, let me know.
What brand of pet?
Hello, Alien Destination. Hi, it's going well. We're doing a live stream where we unbox a K1. We are also on YouTube, and we have a video assistant who's got a B-roll camera, and he's showing that. And I was showing it a minute ago.
I have a question.
What's the question?
Do you have favorite Pet G manufacturer, or even just a favorite Pet
Pet G manufacturer
brand?
Two of them. Green Gate 3D has wonderful Pet G because they have, and there's a video we put out recently about it. So Green Gate originally was doing, you're fine. Green Gate originally was doing industrial plastic recycling, right? So they were already they had a waste stream. And this is not like us taking our soda bottles and going through that consumer recycling. This was industrial. So whatever they are doing to do something, making a product using a PET plastic, right? They were taking it and then taking all of that, which is really clean waste. And then he started making Green Gate 3D filament. So it prints really beautifully. Oh yeah.
Keep
So
going.
it actually prints really beautiful. Keene Village Plastics, KVP, they have really good filament. Now that's from a company that, if you're looking US, that's a US company that has, oh, you can tell we're wiggling, guys, on TikTok. Look at that.
Yeah.
We're really wiggling. That's okay. It
Wiggle
does
it
not matter that you're
just
shaking
a
because that's
little
what
bit.
the input shaper is for.
Yep.
So, I'm going to have to pick you up, folks. if you're not familiar with input shaping and what input shaping is, he's my cameraman. Oh no, it doesn't matter because, sorry, I'm slow. Okay, so if you're not familiar with input shaping and what input shaping does is why it takes a long time and it's doing all of that shaking, what it's doing is it's doing vibrations and it's seeing, basically, if you're thinking about what happens if we were to be able to test an earthquake. And if an earthquake was going to come, and if these vibrations were going to come with an earthquake, what could we do to actually move in the opposite direction when those earthquake waves came? And then if we could, just like you're doing noise cancellation with your headphones, if we could cancel that out, then it would, from a earthquake standpoint, would be really helpful. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're looking at these little minor wobbles that are happening. So that's why it's doing all the vibrations. It wants to see how does it move so that it can measure those reactions. And then even though it's moving incredibly fast, it now knows how to plan for its motions because it's going zzz, zzz, right? Because it's moving, it's slowing down and everything. And so that's why it can move so much faster. Could we have asked like from a kinematics perspective before, could the head have moved that fast on a lot of printers? Probably, but the print would have been awful because of the fact that you've got your...
A Mark III in comparison to the speed.
Oh, yeah, let's do this. Hold on. I'm going to flip you around. So here is version Mark III printing. All right. And this is what I'm talking about JC getting her stuff going. Look at that.
Gingy, we'll ask that question in just a second. We'll let her finish this topic.
Right. You have that. What? You left that one? That one's not going. Okay. Oh, look, cameraman cameo.
Right.
Okay.
So we have a question. Are you done with that topic?
Yeah.
Okay. Gingerbread beef.
I like that.
Gingerbread beef asks, do you ever worry about leaving your printers alone and them catching on fire?
That is an excellent question. Hold on. Let me see here for those on TikTok. Let me just, how much time is left? Those not on, those in front of the thing.
Gingy, what printer do you have? Sometimes it can depend on the printer because some printers are going to have issues that might cause overheating or...
So here's the thing, right? Nothing can ever be safe, which
Right.
is why even if you have a house that is all brick or whatever, you still have other things in it. You always want to have the smoke detectors and you always want to have a way to get out. And like, I was never comfortable leaving the house if I were worried with the oven on, even though my mother would make a roast and sometimes she would leave it on for a period of time when we weren't there. So is it 100% safe? No. One of the things that all 3D printers should have enabled is something called, huh? He's pointing at me. Okay.
Keep going.
Okay,
Don't worry
so
about me.
one of the things that they're talking
Keep going.
to me, okay, is that all 3D printers should have an override in case the temperature gets out of control. It should always be measuring in case suddenly it sees the temperature spike and it's much hotter than it should be. If it's getting inconsistent reading, it's called thermal runaway. And in G code, right, and in the source that's running for most of these printers, there's also, you'll hear Marlin, but you'll also hear Flipper. All I can think of was Flipper. And it was,
They called him.
so all of those, especially with the firmware that's running on the printers, should have thermal runaway. So if anything happens, the printer should either turn off or completely reset. So Grant of 3D Musketeers did a video where he tried to test a printer without thermal runaway. And what of all the 3D printers in the world, how many of them have caught on fire? And it is a very, very, very small number. It's not zero. But one thing that you want to make sure is that your printer does have thermal runaway. And there's some videos out there how you can test your printer by tricking it into thinking that something's wrong and watch what happens. Because even if the manufacturer says thermal runaway is on enabled, and where companies got a bad name was one or two companies, for reasons unknown, turned off thermal runaway. Was it someone writing and modifying the code who didn't fully understand what thermal runaway was for, didn't think it was necessary and turned it off? Was it that they were trying to overcome some things that were maybe not working right with the printer? I can't comment as to that. But yeah, Grant, you've got a good video on it, 3D Musketeers. There are a lot, Thomson Ladarer, which is SANLADERER. If you look up Thomson Ladarer, or if you look up thermal runaway testing, and I'm rambling on too much about it. Yeah, you can absolutely test your printer to be sure. Mars Gizmo is really good at. Wait, is that door open? Is the door open?
This door?
No, that one. Is it? Okay, it's loud, folks. Are we okay with the door open? No. Oh, don't shut that one. Good gracious. No, I mean that one.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's louder. Are we okay? Okay. Okay. So the Mars Gizmo, if you go back and look at his videos, he is, and I don't know if Mihai is still in here, but he is super, what's super word? He wants to make sure that he's got things covered in multiple ways. So even in the enclosure that he has things going, he has the thermal runaway, which is on the printer, but he's got two other options. He has these like little mini power. One is that it'll kick the power immediately on the printer. It's just like completely remove power from the printer as opposed to and then the other one is some little, I don't know if it's like a mini, it's not water, I don't know what it is, but it will. So he's a good one. If you're in here, Mihai, I can't remember what it is he has. One is these great big red button things, and it will absolutely cut power. So a long answer, it's not 100% safe. 3D printers should be safe, but bottom line, you have a robot that you're telling, go and do these tasks for me, and you're going to have a really hot element in there and a heating bed that has another element in there, and with all the protection in the world. I typically don't leave prints running if I'm out of the house for a long period. I don't know, what do you do?
I let mine run.
Really
I've never
run?
had an issue. When I drove here, I left with my printer running.
That's
But
not
now,
true. I live in
I
printing.
do have.
Most of the time I'm here though.
I do have software that dings me because I use Octoprint,
Mm-hmm.
and so I have software that if something happens or it senses a thermal runaway or it does anything, I can
You
look
get a
and I can go
notification.
and I can disconnect things
Okay.
and do all that. So I do have precautions
Okay.
in place on that. Now, Clock Spring's asking about the noise level compared to the X1 carbon. I can tell you that
What do you think?
in the time I've messed with the X1 carbon
Yeah.
and the K1, X1 carbon is much quieter.
I
Much quieter.
I think it is. I would say right now with an asterisk by that, I think the X1 carbon is quieter. However, I am standing here at the back and the fan is blowing on us. So a portion of the sound that is for the bamboos that I have are back here in the corner would be reflected off the back or noise dampened by that. I do think it's louder.
Yeah.
Wait,
that fan
let's get
seems to be the issue right
can
there.
we get
Where's
a
your
reading?
noise thing? Where's your reading?
It's on my phone.
Oh, it's on your phone. Oh, that phone.
On my
The
phone.
one right
Oh, go
there?
get. Isn't there a phone in there? There's a phone. I get a phone. Do you? Can you do it from there? I just did an app. I don't know that I have a good, accurate.
I might. I don't have this phone calibrated.
Oh, okay. I downloaded an app and just ran with an app.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what's going. Oh, goodness me, it's going to be done soon. Okay, so let me look at questions. Oh, Nearly Punk. Thank you. Okay, so I had a question, my Nearly Punk, that says, I love the tool wall. Those of you on YouTube, you can't really see it here. So this tool wall, I've had people ask if it's a functional tool wall, and it is absolutely functional. So originally, this is our mechanical room. I've shown this a couple times, but I'll show it again because this is no lie. This is the ceiling because we're in the mechanical room. Although I had to hang some 3D models up there. Right. And look, this is exciting. There's the HVAC right over there. Right. There's the water shut off for the house. But then of course we've got resin printers over here. So yeah, but we redid this room initially for my husband to have sort of like a workshop. And then we got a 3D printer and I was like, this is wonderful. And it just, for those of you who have more than one 3D printer and know how it snowballs. Yeah. And I, from a filament standpoint, I remember when we were talking about it, and I'm like, what do you mean it only prints in one color? That's crazy. I mean, everything else we're buying in plastic has multiple colors in it for the most part. Why would we want? And and then you learn that 3D printing is a complex situation to begin with, but then to add colors, it becomes even more complex. Are we almost done?
All right.
And then, so anyways, I took over it, and he had about, I would say, 1/10 of the stuff back there. And I keep wedging more stuff on. Like, I'm always trying to wedge more stuff on. So, this level has magnets on it, and I can stick it up there. But I feel like, surely, I can get something else in here. What do you think?
So
He's doing decibel testing.
I'm an audio engineer by trade originally, and so I actually still do audio, and I have software on one of my devices that's actually calibrated. So this is calibrated to the microphone on the device.
Oh, I see.
And
So I don't know if you can hear
so-
Asylum. You do audio.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
And so-
he's in.
TikTok can hear me. Everybody should be able to hear me.
Okay.
And so I'm going to do a weight, which a weight leaves out the bass. A lot of these microphones don't detect a lot of bass. But if we're just detecting the mid-tones and everything on the back of the machine, we will peak at 92 dB.
That's high.
I'm hitting 92 dB sometimes. Most of the time, it's staying around 70 to 80, 79 to 85 is what it's looking like. And
It's almost done.
we have hit 104.6.
It's a nice.
depending on what's going on. And so the side you're hitting about looks like 60 dB. The back you're hitting 80s to a little bit higher.
What about the front?
Now the front,
Because we're almost done with the front.
let me start this over.
Because that makes more sense. It does feel really loud back here.
So right now on the front, I mean, we're looking at 65 is what it's hitting. Am I in a good spot? Now, that's
No,
with the
I
door
keep
closed.
realizing that I'm hiding. Oh,
And when
yeah.
I open it up, we're like well up close to 90, easy. So the fans from the outside are what's causing the bigger issue.
It's the fans.
But-
I'm not surprised with that.
So it's everything back here. It's a lot louder than what you're actually hearing. Okay.
Whoa, it suddenly got dramatically quieter.
Yeah, we just dropped down to 50 something. All right, I'm gonna pull it. I'm gonna grab the plate and give it to you.
You're gonna give it to me. Okay. So let's look at it. Let's pass it around. And can you get you get the B-roll. So we're gonna look, because one of the things I hate is when we actually can't get a good look at the folks. We really can't get a thorough look at it. I'm gonna turn you all sideways. Is that gonna work? No, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. There we go. Can we see it? Is that focused? That's not focusing. Hold on. Sorry. Hold tight. Sorry,
Here
YouTube.
we go. See if I can get it.
No,
That's
that
not
didn't
too
work
bad.
at all.
That's not bad.
No, it doesn't look bad. You know what? Let's just take it off. Okay. Let's just take it off. It did give it a little tiny brim.
Oh, to give her. Oh, I gave it a brim. Okay.
A little tiny brim. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get it in focal range. We'll do this. Pass it around. Yeah,
I'll take the plate and start the next round.
it looks good.
Sorry, JC.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I keep all the printers around here running.
Here, you hold it and do a turnabout. Okay. Are we doing another? What are we doing?
We're doing the cat.
Oh, the Cali cat?
It's a 9-minute cat.
Okay, we're doing
It's a
9 minutes
flexi
cat. It's a flexi cat. It looks good. I mean, I'm not surprised.
I mean, it's specifically created to work with this machine. So
Yeah.
I'm sure they dialed it in very, very, very well.
So yeah, I'm sorry on YouTube, folks. I keep hiding in the room. So one of the things is, and if you've done 3D printing for a while, you may or may not enjoy playing around with the slicer. I absolutely love getting in the slicer and seeing what I can do to either I'm maximizing print time, because a lot of times models that I will show you on filament stories. Let me pull this back. Like for instance, this one, this compass tome of clock springs, I didn't need to do anything specific because I knew it was going to have enough filament used that I would get through all of the colors multiple times. So I didn't really do anything specific, but I also knew that it would be sturdy enough that I didn't need to do something like 25% infill because I have had the other one for a while. It has dog treats in it, and my dog loves it. Well, the treats. So yeah, go ahead.
First off, Clock Spring, thank you for recognizing the objective measuring of audio. I think that's important. We need to state that. Clock Spring thanked me. He appreciated it.
You're good at what you do.
Anyway. All right. Oglass is asking. He was debating on getting a K1 or an X1, or sorry, a K1 or an X1C. P1S. And decided for the K1 because it was cheaper. So what do you think?
So I don't think you've made a poor choice with either the K1 or the P1S, right? Both of them are going to be great printers. I mean, I'm not hearing bad things about the K1. When we do this and we're like looking at a printer and we're trying to give review type information, a lot of times we're like, just, is it louder than the Bamboo or not? Is it dramatically louder? I don't sit in the room with it running.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to work behind it, but I wouldn't want to work beside the Bamboo's either, right? So that's just giving some objectiveness.
Yeah, no.
I don't think you'll have made a bad decision. Also, the other thing is Creality has a huge install base of people who absolutely love Creality printers. So you have that advantage where there are people who love Creality printers and they're going to have mods if need be for this. One of the things that Creality printers and the community, they had loads and loads of mods. I don't know about the mods on this. Do you know much about it?
I don't know anything about the mods. I'm sure they're coming. I'm sure they'll be there.
Yeah.
I'm sure people will create their own AMS system to work
It'd
with
be like
it.
a witch's hat for Halloween.
Yeah, and I'm sure they'll come in with all sorts of things to print for it, different plates, different decorations.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll come. It just hasn't been out there, and they've got the two. You know, like Bamboo came out with the, their X1C.
Yeah, they have the X1, yeah.
And then they came out with the P1.
Yeah, and then the P1S.
And so they had a little bit different kind of time for the things to develop.
You're still modifying your Ender 3, your Ender 3 V2. Actually love it. My Ender 3 V2 is currently sitting around the corner. I had to move it because we're going to do a video with Chuck Hellebuck, Chep's auto leveler, his e-leveler, which is just such a neat little thing. I mean, I have a oh my gosh, I lost it. I installed it so long ago. Shoot, what's the thing that auto levels on the Ender 3?
Blue.
Yeah, no, oh, I've lost my mind. What is it called? BL Touch.
BL Touch.
I was like, I knew it had to be in it. I did it so long ago. Okay, yeah. People actually came up to me at Armor and said, we just wanted to see if you were as high energy as, and I was like, yeah, that's high energy. I just bounce around. But when I crash. I'm like, that's it. I'm going to sleep. Let's see. So the modification, so I'm looking forward to showing that e-leveler because a lot of people that are getting a new printer, and some families, like I have family that's 2 down the road, the son got a printer for Christmas and it was the this is 2 years ago, maybe it was 2 Christmases ago, I think so, the Ender 3 Pro, and his parents had said he's not really getting I think he's not done a lot with it. And I said, I'll come down because that was 2 years ago because it was still mid-COVID, right? And so I went down with my mask and I had brought some sample filament. He had never done a single print because he couldn't get it leveled. And he also didn't know what to do in the slicer. So he wasn't really getting beyond what was on the memory card. And so that e-leveler is a great tool. But the modifications are great. And the Ender 3D2 is such a good printer. So the Creality people. So I just went way off score.
I know, yes, and I let you.
You know, you need to be like, you could do this. You could be like 3, 2, 1.
That's usually why we have the 5-minute timer on this show. But
yeah, okay. One of the things about the Bamboo and the X1, the K1 is with things like the Ender 3D2, it was a much, much lower price point. And that was absolutely great if you want to go in and do mods, which really gives you, I mean, I now have a 3D printer. I can print anything. Why not print things to make my 3D printer more usable, right? And I have printed a lot of things for mine. So the bamboos were sort of almost like turnkey. This is all the stuff you need, right? And I think the K1 is coming towards that market. You certainly can do stuff with it, but when I got my Ender 3D2, I knew that there were things I was going to need to do, like the BL Touch, right? And so this is in a more, probably most things you'll need. The thing that the K1 doesn't have, or either of the Creality ones, is they have not, and I confirmed this, is they've not announced a multicolor option like Bamboo has with their AMS.
Right.
So perhaps it's coming, but if you're getting your first printer and you've got the Creality K1 and you decide you love it, maybe you'll then think, hey, I'll try the Bamboo 6. Both of them work well. So I think they're both well. And then they both have, like, you can send over the cloud. They have cloud services.
Yeah,
think,
this
what
one
other
actually has
questions?
an app. There's an app
Oh,
for your
that's right.
phone.
Yeah.
I couldn't get it to load, so we didn't work with that. But I have no questions over here. Someone's just requesting that we print another clock spring model.
Tune it till your eyes bleed. Yes, I totally understand that.
Yep.
I have to admit
That's
something.
me.
Yeah. Oh, I'll tell a story about Asylum. So he comes to town maybe once a quarter or something for us to work together. We find that we actually get more done than getting on Zoom calls. So last time he came, I had aggressively tried to fix something or remove the clog. I don't remember.
Aggressively, I love that.
I messed up an extra. I had to buy parts because I was like, "It won't come out," and I didn't have my no clogger at the time. Which really, by the way, this no clogger, I was very, very worried about this thing because it seems really powerful to have a very spiky spike that you then go down into the extruder. But the first printer that I ever had, which was a Cheaty, and I still have, it's just in my attic, it was plagued with having a piece break off above the melt zone. And so there was nothing you could do aside from dismantle the whole extruder, but this would push it down. And it's just a nice little thing. So, and it has this handy little 3D print that you do with a razor blade to hide it in here to clean it off. Nope. What was I saying? Dang it. I didn't.
You were going
again.
to tell the story about aggressively fixing a printer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm sorry. I was like, let me tell you about this. So, but yeah, you came to town.
Yep.
I had gotten the parts in, and you were like, I'll fix it. And so he fixed it. I had to go do something with my children. I don't know. I came back. Not only had he fixed it, he had gone around and he was doing, like, I'm going to call it asylum level bed leveling.
Well, bed leveling, pid tuning.
You were doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I have multiple Prussias, and they have automatic bed leveling, which is fine, but it still needs a piece of information, and that's, we need you to get us close enough, right? Once it gets close. So the automatic bed leveling, which is kind of interesting, is your bed isn't flat. Even if it's a piece of glass, it's not flat. And if you ever install something like Octoprint or some of the other things like Mainsail, will have a bed visualizer, and it can go down and it will tap points along the build plate, just like the K1 did here. And at the end, it will give you a graph of what your bed looks like. And it's horrifying because it'll look like one corner's way up in the air and another corner's down. And of course, they're making exaggerated information based on very minute differences. But the point of the mesh bed leveling and the automatic bed leveling is that now that your printer knows that information, as it starts to print, imagine we've got a mountain here and we've got two valleys over here. It's going to print, it's going to move down a little bit to print the valleys and move up a little bit to print that mountain. So it's going to adaptively move across the build plate. So that's what the managing that automatic, the build height, I lost the word, sorry, the automatic
Leveling.
Mesh bed leveling, but you still need to tell it how far the nozzle is away, right?
Yep.
But some of the printers like the K1 now are doing that automatically.
Yep.
We did nothing. It went around, it did a test. It took a while, but it's been in transit. So I am 100% fine with it taking as much time, well, not as much time, for it to take a half an
Right.
hour to say, we're going to do all of this stuff so you don't have to. Same thing with the bamboo. Now, again, since I'm brand new to this and I'll know more, we're going to put a video out where we actually talk about our experience with this. But with the bamboo, when you send a print to it, you can say, I want you to do the mesh bed leveling. I want you to do flow calibration. And it can go through all of that stuff every single time you send a print. But that takes like up to 7 minutes.
Yeah.
So usually you can turn that off. So yeah, okay.
So Keegan Williams says they've been printing with K1 and love it. It was plug and play, but they are looking at the potential of going with one of the bamboo printers. And then Oglass talk about the Ender 3 again, and just all the leveling issues and all the
Yes.
yeah.
Hi, Gemini Creations. Oh my gosh, hi. Okay, leveling issues. I will tell you that I could not get my Ender 3v2 was a Christmas present from my in-laws a number of years ago. It was shortly after it came out, and what a cool present for Christmas, a 3D printer. And I knew about it because I got it on Woot, and it was like this big thing. And then my husband had no idea that we were getting another 3D printer for Christmas until I opened the box, and I was like, oh my. And yeah, it was all set up because I knew I was getting it. Anyway, so I had leveling problems with it for a while. I was like plagued with it, and I got the bed visualizer, and I was doing things. I put the BL Touch on it, and I put it in purgatory. I took it out of general circulation. I was so frustrated with it, and I put it on top of a rack, and I didn't do something with it for a while. And then I found out later that one of the reasons, the reason I was having problems with it is because I had completely blown out the nozzle. And by that, I mean that, hold on, let me find a piece of filament. If I took this piece of filament and fed it in, not only would it go all the way, it would go all the way out the end of the nozzle, which is supposed to be 0.4 millimeters. I had worn it down so much that it was more than 1.75 millimeters. And that's crazy. Now, how did I do that? Was I dragging it on the ground? No, I probably printed a great big glow-in-the-dark model. And just after that, because initially I'm like, ooh, glow-in-the-dark filament, rainbow glow-in-the-dark filament. I'll print a great big model in it. And it's not like the metal fill filaments that you would think are the worst, right? It's the chemical filament. It's abrasive from a chemical standpoint. So if you are planning on printing with glow-in-the-dark stuff, especially with Halloween coming up, get a hardened steel nozzle, or, and this is what I always do, because everybody will say, you have to have a hardened steel nozzle. I'm like, no, I don't. Nozzles aren't that expensive, especially when I just, the video that's coming out tonight on some really cool filament that is new from a company that's new, that has, if you've been here, it has a, where is it? Is it still back here? That filament. Yeah, here.
That one over there. Yeah.
Yeah, this filament from PLA Sport is the chameleon filament on the inside. And by on the inside, I mean that it is a core of chameleon, blue, green, purple, and then surrounding that is a clear filament with glitter. It's so cool. So yeah, PLA Sport, right? So I'm excited. So anyway, I felt really guilty that I had been so angry at my Ender 3v2 because I couldn't get it to print well, and it was because I screwed it up. So I did it again. I got sidetracked on this because every spool of this comes with, I think, it comes with a bag with a 0.4 and a 0.6 millimeter nozzle. Yep. Right? You get a spool of filament, you get two nozzles.
Brass nozzle.
Oh, brass nozzles,
and
yeah.
It's the Ender style.
Ender style nozzle. So yeah, that's wonderful. So I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I will print this and I will just take the nozzle off and put a new one on, because you don't have to do hardened steel nozzles. You just need to be really aware when you're printing with something that's going to wear out your nozzle. Okay, let me read.
So I'm actually installing the Creality slicer to slice another file for this that we can start. That's what I'm working on right now.
Okay, Gemini Creation said, Gemini X Creation said, okay, what is this? It's backwards. It's PLA Sport, Class Sport, PLA Sport, and it is available on Amazon. It's a little tricky to find because they're new. So if you want to try to find this, you want to type in PLA Sport, all one word, and then here I'm going to hold it up. Oh, no, I'll talk about Chameleon. So PLA Sport Chameleon, PLA blue, green, purple, and hopefully that'll come up with. The video is going to come out in a couple hours, and it has links to all of them because they've got some. Is this one? Oh, yeah, this is. Yeah, they have this gorgeous purpley purple, and it in heat with heat. No, with light with heat with heat with heat.
That's
yeah,
heat.
this is
That was
with
heat.
heat. This turns into
Now-
a light purple.
And you notice, I was just going to say, look at those. See how they're different colors?
Yeah, what's up with that?
So when we printed, since
Okay.
it's the highest heat, they have that lighter color. Then I took this and stuck it in the refrigerator. Or sorry, I took that one and stuck it in the refrigerator, so it went back to the original color.
Oh,
So,
okay. So you can. Well, it's hard to see here, and mostly
Yeah, it's hard
because
to
I have blue lights on that clock spring. Look, we have your spinny thing. If you're still here, you might have to be doing. It's Saturday for you. Hey, clock spring. I hope you've had your coffee. I always have to have. I'm like, hey, I have to have some coffee. I'll be there in a little bit. Yeah. So PLA Sport. So there is this one. There is another one that. Let me find it. There's another one that we're all taken with. And I'm sorry, Creality, we love your white. We love your white Hyper Series filament, but it is not the most exciting filament. So we're talking about some other one. So this one is, let's see what they're calling it. Glow PLA Blue Black. Of course, it's going to be backwards. Glow PLA Blue Black. So what this is, if you're familiar with the Starry Sky filament, now the Starry Sky filament, there were a couple versions that came out with a couple different brands. One of them looked just, one of them looked like this. It just looked white. And then when you charged it up with UV light and turned off the lights, it had these beautiful little specks of green in it. It had flecks of more highly glow-in-the-dark stuff. But most of the time, it looked like this. And so unless you're planning on charging something up and then turning out the lights and then charging it up and then turning out the lights and then charging it up,
right.
I don't find that kind of glow-in-the-dark filament that useful. Are you going to do it?
I was going to do it.
Oh, that way. Oh, that. Now this is different. Hold on. This
That's
one
the
is
different
UV
one.
reactive.
That's the UV reactive.
That's UV reactive. So I was saying glow in the dark, but this
Yeah.
is UV reactive and it
UV
just goes
reactive.
purple.
Very cool.
So-
Really good. Nice color change.
So now the UV reactive filament I'm all about, but again, you need to have something for it. 3D print a watch band, right? 3D print a watch band. Go outside, you have a purple watch band. 3D print something that you have like, of course, cosplay is like so much fun with 3D printing. 3D print something with this, and then when you go outside, all of your spikes turn purple. So this is cool. This other filament, and that is nothing unusual insofar as other companies have had that, but this one is nice because it basically is a black with multiple glitters in it. Pardon?
She's talking
I
about
keep
it.
saying you're going to put it out. Now, get on it. I told him tonight.
There you
He
go.
acts like, what? Okay, so, but, yeah, so this is black, and it has glitter in it, and it has blue-green glitter in it, but it also has the Starry Night effect. I'm going to tell you another thing else about PLA Sport that is cool. This is a cardboard spool, right? It's 100% AMS compatible. They have worked really hard on this. So they sent me some information when they were sending me. I don't know if you can tell it, but they have these edge banding. There's edge banding that's been put on. See if you can get the edge banding has been put on the edges of this. It almost feels like it's waxed, but it's not waxed. I don't know. They work really hard. So let me go to 2 here. Yeah. Here, come down. Here. Stay up with
Stay
it.
still. I'll come to you. There you go. See how the edges are rounded?
Yeah, and it's not just because if they just rounded the cardboard, it would still fray. So they did a lot of work on this. Go back to one? Yeah. So another reason that this is pretty cool, I have no idea how much stock they have. What's the brand name? It is going to be backwards here. It's PLA Sport. Plus Sport. But they mean it to be, right, this is a sport filament with this PLA. So PLA Sport. So look for them on Amazon. Again, I will have the video. My husband just found, my video editor just found out it was going out tonight, which he knew it was going out
Be
tonight.
nice.
I know, I should have told you. Anyway, so that'll go out later. Let me see what time it is. It is 10 o'clock now. It'll go out in the next 2 hours probably. But so just look for PLA Sport on Amazon. If you are familiar with how Amazon works, if you ask for something exactly, they probably will not give it to you for the first 40 links. So yeah, I'll have it linked. But the easiest way I think to find it is to look for PLA Sport, chameleon green, blue, green, purple, and hopefully it'll show up. You can do PLA Sport, all one word, glow, PLA blue, black. You guys know how it works. All you need to do is find one filament.
Hey.
Whoa, watch
You're on
out. You're
camera.
now on camera.
What's up?
Do you need something? Where's my guinea pig?
Let
Are
me
you
see.
coming? You can come say
So-
hi.
I installed the Creality software and it picked Chinese for me.
Big Chinese.
Yeah.
All right, come say hi.
I need to hijack something.
You need-
I need
what are
to
you
hijack
hijacking?
it.
But I'm on live stream on TikTok, so you
I know.
can't.
I want to show you big dad editing.
Dad's good at editing.
Yeah, I want to show.
Not yet. Wait for him to get, because he
Okay,
probably
go
doesn't
guinea
have, hey, go to be guinea pig. I tell you what, he probably doesn't have all the parts in. Okay, so we do short form content, which means that our content is 1 minute, or sometimes now we'll go up to 90 seconds. I look at things like when I look at Mihai's videos, and he's had a couple where he's shown the video, and I look at like there are hundreds of elements in there, and I'm just like, all right, how much longer do we have? Oh, what is this?
Oh, that's the cat.
Ooh,
That's
I know
the
exactly what you're
Flexi
talking
cat.
about.
Yeah.
I should show you guys what the Flexi Cat is. Hold on.
I have to work on this slicer. 'cause
Recognize
it's all in
that
Chinese.
cat. It's oh, so you can't change. Yeah, it's the one of the, I call them one of the old school. Yeah, you guys on TikTok are so sweet. You're like, hey, it's supposed to be an unboxing and first print of the Creality K1, but all we see is you talking to us, Courtney. Okay. Let's say hi.
So Courtney's talking to TikTok.
Dark King Fox. Oh,
If you have
Dark
any
King
questions,
Fox,
guys,
thank you.
let us know. Let us know.
Thank you. I love doing this. I tell you what I would love is an air conditioner in here with this K1. So thank you. I really love making the videos. Honestly, it's like not the right button. Honestly, it's like
We're only 20% done. That file said this was a 9-minute. We're at 20% done.
how in the world could it be that long?
Uh,
Okay, so this is, I'm going to walk you guys around. This is the back of the Creality K1. We've been looking at the volume. It is loud.
Yeah, so YouTube, if y'all want to ask questions, I'm watching. So y'all keep, and Courtney's talking. I'm going to turn this mic off and I'll talk to YouTube.
Here's YouTube. Hey guys, there's YouTube.
All right.
Everyone knows I'm watching it.
So I'm going to talk to y'all up here while she talks over there. But ask your questions. I'm watching on the computer. You've seen everything that we're working on right now. But it doesn't have to be about the K1. It can be about anything else. I know y'all are enjoying the back of Courtney's head right now. But she's just kind of showing TikTok around. There we go. All right.
Okay, here is our HVAC system. This, it says furnace on and off. See that? Okay, so I'll tell you.
Mike
here's
Jones
the-
is trying to be funny.
Huh?
Mike Jones is trying to be funny.
What's Mike Jones said?
My mother ended the 3 prints. I hate my modder. Anyway, being weird. Don't worry about it.
I missed Mike Jones's comment.
It's
You
on
can't
YouTube.
hear Asylum on YouTube.
No, they can hear me. They can hear me on YouTube. They can't hear me there. That's TikTok.
Can't hear Asylum on YouTube.
Oh.
It says can't hear Asylum on YouTube.
That's weird.
But that's the
I'm
mic
right
for
there.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Is that mic not working?
I don't know. Can you YouTube people hear me?
You're
Let me know.
on.
That's
You're
YouTube.
on.
This is TikTok.
Oh,
That's why I keep
oh,
looking up
Gemini,
there.
thank you. It's a very small space. That's my mistake. Oh, he said, oh, he's got it. He said it's okay. All right, we're
Okay.
good. Okay,
Okay.
so
Thank you,
Gemini,
Mike.
thank you. I know it is a really small space, and we continue to wedge stuff in it. So if you're ever wanting to, hold on, I have a
Uh-oh.
delivery.
Uh-oh.
Can you say hi?
Guinea pig break.
This is my son Grayson. This is TikTok. This is Kicks. Turn around. Wait, hold on. YouTube is there.
Okay.
Say hi to YouTube.
Hi.
Okay.
I
and this
know,
is
Mike.
Kicks.
I knew it was a joke.
Hold on. There's a blade here. Let me get this over with. Wow, is it hot in here? Okay.
Guys, is there anything else y'all want to know about this machine?
Yeah, I talked to him and he
Next time we're doing one camera. We're not going to worry about multiple cameras.
I know. Oh, is it just loud, isn't it? A piece fell off?
Uh-oh. Looks like an ear or
Part of
something.
the tail.
No, part of the
Part
tail.
of the tail.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Hey,
Bad
Grayson.
adhesion.
I think, well, we've not
We
done,
should have used glue.
I have not done any, we didn't do anything on the build plate because so a lot of times the new build plate does really well with adhesion for a while until you get, I know, sweet boy, it is very loud. He's like, no, I don't know about this. And there's no celery. Where is my celery? Oh, shoot, he was just climbing on the mic. I'm sorry, guys. He's fond of celery. Celery. No, he's okay. He's holding on tight. He's like, no. Okay, here, let me put him down. Here we go. Who was it that I was telling? Was it you that I was saying how they were boys? Was it you? So I'm a mom, right? And when you have children and they're babies, I don't know what it is you rock like this. And I saw friends who had babies before me, and they were rocking their little babies. And then I was like, but for some reason now I just pick up something small and I'm just like, you are okay. Don't the K1 and the bamboo need their own replacements? Like the hot end has to come from both. So originally, bamboo was yes, but there are off-brand ones now. The K1, honestly, does the K1 need?
I
Is
don't
it?
know. I don't know
So we're
enough
gonna
about
look
it
that
to know. I would think it would be kind of some standard Creality stuff.
But it's not just. I want to
I don't know
know
about the nozzle, though. I don't know about the nozzle.
Yeah. So the bamboo is its own. Yeah, that is an excellent question. So here to tell you guys where we're coming from on this, we just got this. We needed to do an unboxing so I could actually start doing some testing with it. Now, normally what I do for entertainment is I watch YouTube videos on 3D printing because I just love 3D printing that much. But I have been behind on some stuff, so I haven't seen as much on the K1. So yeah, I don't know. The bamboo, it's not just a nozzle replacement, but they're actually really reasonable now, and there's some knockoffs. Can the K1 do? No, the K1 there's not a multicolor option with the K1 or the K1 Max. So Creality does not have a multicolor option yet. And they have not announced that they have one that's coming out anytime soon. And I just feel so sorry. You people are so nice that are hanging out here on TikTok with me. We're like, we're doing a K1 unboxing, except for it's right over there. See? Oh, look, there's a big light. And here, I'm going to lift this up. See if we can see the cat with the missing leg, a missing tail section. Honestly, I'm not sure why this print is that long. This flexi, I'm going to pull another flexi.
Yeah, I don't know why.
It's right here on the floor. You get it? I found it.
Oh, did you? Okay. I'm just pulling out a bunch of prints we've been working on. If you come to Earth, you have a chance to get one of these prints if you want one.
Ah, it's right here. So this is a flexi very similar to what it's doing right now, right? So it's just this is a little fish, right? A little fish, and it's not very thick. So why this cat And the cat's already well over that thickness, maybe because it's larger. Why that cat is so thick, I don't know. Oh, don't eat the mic table. Oh, dear me. This is of the 2 guinea pigs we have up, and he's going to hide in my hair.
You good? Okay.
Yep, he's fine.
All right.
He's probably not going to move. I think I'll take him up. But of the 2 guinea pigs, he is the much more timid. The other one is like, yo, what's up? Hey, I'm going to chew on that cable to see if it's good or not. Yes. I will BRB
Okay.
with him.
All right, guys. I'm coming in now. Just taking them out. Hey, guys, if y'all do have any questions, we are kind of getting close to wrapping up. We do have a little bit of time. We're only about 20 minutes into, or 20% into this print, probably a little bit further now. She will be working on a video for this over the next couple of weeks. She's going to spend a lot of time with it, print a lot of things, play with it, crash it, do whatever she can, just to kind of see, what parts can go bad. She'll run it through all of the trials and tribulations that the printer goes through, and just make sure that it's good. So watch for a long form video. It'll be about an 8 to 10 minute video, I think is what we're aiming for. That'll be over on YouTube, and then we'll do a couple of shorts that you can catch everywhere else. But if you do have any questions or things you think we should look at as far as this printer goes, just let us know. We are going to kind of play with this Bowden tube. This Bowden tube idea is interesting as far as going through the chain, the way it's going. Somebody made a comment earlier about it causing issues. But if you do have any questions, let me know. How's it going, guys? Keep coming on in if you want to. Thank you for the hearts and all that jazz. But yeah, so we're going to keep printing, keep trying it out. We've been running through a bunch of clock spring models. If you are coming to Earth, clock spring will be there. We got Brit, Fotis. We got what? Earth. ERRF. ERRF. Yes. My peanut gallery is asking questions. But yeah, come out to Earth. Come hang out with us. We're gonna have a big table. Fotis, Brit, me. I think we've got Charo, Clock Spring, Filament Stories. You get to meet Courtney's husband. It'll be a good time. It'll be a good time. Yes, sir. What can I do for you?
I know not
You're
what
not
with
reading
World War
anything.
III
No.
will be fought. Dang it.
Joe.
Well, I was gonna quote Albert Einstein.
He's trying to quote Albert Einstein. Anyway, so let's see what we got. Awesome. Clock Spring. Yes, I know. Clock Spring. Really excited about that one. I've never actually met Clock Spring in person, so that will be really, really awesome. See if you have any questions. We have not tried the Hue Forge yet. We have not tried the Hue Forge.
Nobody has met Clock Spring in person. I don't think he exists.
Oh, is he like Snuffleupagus? Clock Spring is like Snuffy?
He's a figment of our imagination.
Figment. Oh, I like Figment. Figment's better. So we kind of wait and see if y'all have any questions. Courtney had to go put the guinea pig up, so you're stuck with me right now. And I think she's talked about everything. No, we didn't glue the tail back down. It's just kind of filling in itself. So it is kind of covering up the hole that it was making earlier, so it's looking pretty good. We got a bunch of different prints running right now. Some things we're trying, some stuff we're planning on giving away for Earth. When you come out, I think you can probably get Clock Spring to sign your model. Right, Clock Spring? We're going to say yes, because I don't think he's here anymore. I think we moved all the models out of the room, didn't we? But ask away. Nothing. All right. They don't like me. This is why my channel never does well. Nah. Courtney's always the best. We know who's important here, right? We know who's important here. It's all good. It's all good. Do we know how long she will be? Okay. I'm thinking of switching topics. So really, here's something really interesting. If you were at Remurf, was Remurf the last one? Or was Murph? Yeah, it was Remurf that was the last one. Was Murph the last one? Murph was the last one. There was a big, like, Creality presence. And if we had time, this is something we're going to talk about tonight. But I just want to kind of get y'all's opinion. I've kind of noticed over the last year, Creality has been making some really big changes. They've been reaching out to the community more. What do y'all think about that? Do y'all see that they've been reaching out to the community more? Do you feel like, is that something that I just haven't observed before, and they have been reaching out to community and talking to the community and everything, and I just haven't seen it? I just feel like it's a totally different thing right now.
Okay. I had to get a mic.
Awesome.
Wait, here's my mic.
Ray says he's going to start his own convention. Come on down, Ray. You're in New
Ray?
York. Come on.
Oh man, you're in New
Britt's
York.
coming. Get a ride with Britt.
Is this on? Does this work?
Here, you can have mine. I'll grab that one and get it on. You're
Okay,
good there.
sorry guys. It is like crazy hot. Oh, so we got some comments. Yeah, let me tell you about comments. So we did a video when I was in Boston, and it was like out in the sunshine, not under these like crazy lights. And someone said, I don't know if it was on that video, why is it you either look 20 or 60? And I was deciding whether I'm like excited that they thought I was 20 or upset that they thought I looked 60. What do you guys think? I'm sorry. I'm hiding behind the box. I forget that.
All right. So we were discussing.
Yeah. What were we discussing?
We were discussing Creality and how they seem to be reaching out to the community a lot more.
Yeah, I hope they are.
Pez was talking about having fun at the Share Fest.
Pez Liz, hi.
We've got Megan who says they do seem super active now as far as taking feedback and everything. They seem really serious.
I hope so. So when we saw them at Creality, and Akuma Mods, who was in Murph, sorry, is Akuma Mods in? He was in it.
Akuma Mods was there.
Hey, no, but he was in chat here. He came in for a bit. I don't know who he was in.
bit.
Okay, so Akuma Mods has interacted with them more than I have, but they were there and they had something called the Creality Share Fest, and I think from what I heard, they actually came to Murph or signed up to go to Murph late, and a lot of the time slots for events and things had already been filled. So their event was actually after the breakdown, and when Murph, the Midwest Rep Festival, was over. But it was a lovely event, and they were so nice. And I'd never met anyone from Creality. And afterwards, there were some of us, you were one of them, that we were like, look, we're happy that you're here. Come to more events, because there is just nothing like face-to-face. And so there was one guy, his name was Tone, Tone, and he was a U.S. representative in marketing, maybe? Yeah. And we were like, see if you can bring the Share Fest to Earth. So I see that they're a sponsor on the East Coast Rep Festival list. I'm hoping that they'll come. I don't know. Hopefully they'll come.
Yeah.
And if you're just joining and want to know on TikTok why you're just looking at me, when the title says that we're going to be doing an unboxing and first print on the Creality K1, we have done an unboxing. There was a bit of a challenge at the beginning with the unboxing. I'll show you this. It was in this box, right? That was all wood, and it had a whole metal frame around it. And, before you do an unboxing, you don't want to unbox it, because then it looks like, well, you've unboxed it beforehand. So at the very beginning, and we had some challenges getting up on YouTube at the start, but we were like, how do we get into it? And we finally got in, and there was just a normal box, and it was because they had mailed it international to get to some people initially. So it had been sitting in here for a little bit, but it is printing very well. The Benchy, which is, their Benchy, which was a 17-minute, it was sub 20 minutes, right?
Yeah, it was sub 20.
17-minute, it was a very good print. It looks nice. I'm not surprising with it. It did have a good bit of initial setup. So as any of these printers do, especially when it is coming overseas or going on a long journey, and you guys are vibrating because you're on the same table as the K1. The K1 is right there. You can see my studio light, and it is printing a cat, and it is a rather long print considering it is how do I lift this up? I can't lift this up for some reason. Wow. Oh, it's stuck. Okay, let me see if I can get you guys in here. It's recovered. Look at that. It's recovered.
Yeah, it recovered. It was covered a minute ago.
Yeah. So it seems to be a very thick, articulated cat, and we're just looking some stuff that's on the memory card. So typically, if I look at something that's like one of these, I'm going to call it like an old school flexi model. And the old school flexi models had individual pieces that would lay flat on the build plate and that would just have a basic hinge, right? And so, yeah, this one is fine, but this is, it does it have magnets?
There's magnets missing. Yeah, there's a magnet there and a magnet there, but I think it's actually
'Cause it-
expanded a little bit since the heat has.
Yeah.
But there are magnets on this
So,
corner
yeah,
and that corner.
The lid was popping off really easily, and then suddenly I was like, "Did you lock it down while I went?" So, oh, JC, can
What?
you turn that off?
Oh, yeah, that question right there.
Just unplug it at the bottom. There's the fire. There's the fire. It's probably a bug. Okay, that looks scary. So, let me sidetrack for a minute. We just had a fire in the other room. We have an old school halogen lamp, and it's uplighting, and we've been trying to replace it. And for a long time, like the LCD lights or LED lights are so great, but they were just so like bright. The tone of them was so bright, and so we still have one, and that's really hot. Halogen's hot, and I could see from here that it had smoke coming out, but it was a bug. So I was like, "Go unplug it." Okay, what's the question?
So we had let's see. I thought the notes go, but
Ray has never printed a Vinci.
Ray has never
Good
printed.
job.
Congratulations,
Good job,
Ray.
Ray.
awesome.
That's actually, there is no need to print a Vinci. There's so many other models to print. You're reviewing.
Oh yeah, I was just kind of looking.
I had
at
my
it.
hair up
So
because.
they were talking about Sam in China, which Sam is one of the reps that came to the.
Oh,
to the
Sam
meeting.
Prentice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sam Prentice. Sam
And then,
Prentice is going to be at IRF, I believe. I saw him on there. My hair's gotten stuck.
But yeah, we're about 50% now on it,
Hold on. I got it stuck.
and we are sitting at 10:30.
At 10:30.
Yeah, I'm
So-
talking about the time.
The time. So
The
as soon as
time
this
is
one-
now
Yeah. The time. Okay,
10:30.
hold on. Woo!
Yes.
My hair has gone crazy. So yeah, if you have questions, let us know. So some of the things I see some people who've come in and then people leave because on TikTok people come in and leave, as happens on YouTube. So I was talking. Let's see. What do we want to talk about? There's some new filament. There is a video that's coming out tonight. I have just heard from my editor that it is 90 seconds long, and we're going to try to cut it back some. So if you watch YouTube Shorts is you cannot go 1 second over a minute, and that's it. Otherwise, you need to go YouTube Long. Well, that's fine, except for YouTube Long is typically wide format, whereas YouTube Shorts is vertical, and it's a little annoying to have to. It's easier if you can do it vertical. So
Pez Liz is saying Sam will be at IRF because he is hosting something with Creality.
oh,
So they might be
Good.
coming. That's
okay.
good.
Sam is another person who actually he has worked with Creality a
That'll be
lot.
awesome.
Yeah.
That'll be awesome.
Okay, that's good. And hi, Pez. Wait, Pez is on
YouTube.
Is on YouTube.
Yep.
Hi, Pez Liz. I'm trying to. I keep standing here, and then I look like I don't know where. So we have one camera here, and in TikTok, if you can see me over on that camera, we have one camera here, which is I'm looking at. If I'm not looking at you guys on YouTube, it's because I'm looking at my
I
TikTok
keep looking
friends.
at the microphone. So
You keep looking at the microphone.
yeah, that's me. When I talk to YouTube, I go, so if y'all have any questions.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all these things that we do. But the video that's coming out tonight, in case you don't see it, is with a company, and I'm really excited about this filament. So the company is PLA Sport. It's going to be backwards probably on both platforms. It's PLA Sport, all caps, and it is available on Amazon. That's where you would have to get it now. They have a couple of really interesting filaments. They have tri-extrusion and co-extrusion, but the one that we're excited about that we did some printing with today, I have not been doing a lot of unboxings, and there's a couple of reasons I haven't been doing unboxings. One is that, and it's some very valid feedback that we got from people, and they were like, you're getting these filaments, you're unboxing them, but we're not seeing you do a print with them. And that's such a good point. So even if I did the unboxing today and I got prints out in a couple of weeks, a lot of times people won't see that. It's not connected.
Right.
And so what we're trying to do is show the filament and do a print at the same time, which is why there's not a lot of unboxings this year. That was some. The other thing was we were using up a lot of days. We found that we did one video a day. If we did a lot more than one day, I would kill my editor/husband. And so, and he does a great job. I mean, he does a great job with the editing. So I'm like, you do your thing. But we also try to just do one a day. So we're doing 30, 31 videos in a month. We were using up a number of those with unboxings that actually wasn't showing the filament being printed. And that's one of the reasons that I wanted to do 3D filament stories in the first place, because I would go online, Amazon, filament companies, and I would look at the filament and say, I can't tell what this looks like. The prints are far away. There's no macro lens shots. I just don't know what it looks like. So I need to plug the phone in, or we're gonna lose this.
You'll lose your microphone.
I'm gonna lose my mic.
It'll
All right.
pick up a lot more room noise.
It'll pick up room noise. Okay, let me see how much. Sorry, I just noticed you guys are in the danger zone. All right, we've got 15%. We're gonna go until we can't go anymore, folks.
Okay.
And the only thing that you're gonna miss is us showing you the cat. But you can always go over to YouTube. So
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
I need 2 minutes.
You need 2 minutes? Okay, off you go. So we decided to change it up for 2023 and not do a lot of unboxings. However, this company sent 5 filaments, and they were very interesting filaments, some of them, and they had some interesting functions with their spools. So because we're hanging out here waiting for this to print, I'm going to tell you about them. And I'm going to tell you about the most exciting one first, because I saved it for last in the video. So this filament is called, if you want to find it on Amazon, you have to say Chameleon PLA Blue Green Purple. So they're really hard to find. If you have a company, if you're new and you're on Amazon, Amazon is going to suggest companies that have been around, that are tried and true. People are going to buy their products, or they're paying to be put higher up in the search results. So I had a heck of a time finding this, even though I was holding it in my hand. But what's exciting about this is, if you've seen the Chameleon filaments before, the Chameleon, and there's a number of them out now, that you can see at one angle it might look purple and another angle it might look blue. So this is a blue, green, purple as you look across it. But what's so cool about this, and I'm going to pull it out here, is the Chameleon is the center of the filament. Like when we had co-extrusion, half was green, half was blue. When we had tri-extrusion, we had 1/3 green, 1/3 blue, 1/3 red. This has a core of the Chameleon, right? And YouTube, when he gets back, I'm gonna show you, has a core of the Chameleon, and then it has a clear, let's see if you can see it. Can you see that? You can see it's kind of like it has a clear filament surrounding it that has glitter in it, which is all kinds of cool, right? Lost the mic. Gemini. Oh, I lost the mic. I'm going. Oh, we lost the mic. Lost the mic. Uh-oh. Okay. Can you hear me now, YouTube, TikTok? Is echo there? You can hear me now. How is the sound? Is it really bad? Because the K1 that we're actually waiting on a print to get done is right there. Is the sound terrible? It's terrible. Okay. I'm gonna go back here for a minute. Oh, it's much quieter here. Okay. So I'll talk to you here. So yeah, that's really exciting filament because of this whole core technology that they're doing. Yeah, I've got to get the light just right on it. Oh, it's gonna be hard. The video will show up better. Can you see the core? So that's what's interesting with this. Sorry, YouTube. The core is the Chameleon, and the surrounding is clear with glitter. Wow, right? The other thing that's exciting about this, I'm going to move you all here. So YouTube people, there's a mic. TikTok people, I can plug it in now. Oh, I can plug you in now. Okay, so the mic died, so I'm going micless.
Okay, going micless.
So the other thing about this, and I'm going to hold it up here, is they have edge banding on their spools. They worked really hard on this. He said it is 100% AMS compatible. It looks a little shiny here. It's kind of curved. It's almost like it's been waxed or polished down, or something has acrylic or something put over it. They've done extensive testing. It will work because with the AMS, if you have a bamboo printer of any type and you are doing multicolor prints, what the bamboo does is it rolls in filament color 1 and prints with it, and then when it's done, it pulls filament color 1 back out and it prints with filament color 2. But even if that's all you're doing, is even if you're not doing multicolor and you're doing just one color and you're using the AMS, it's going to go roll in, roll back, roll in, roll back. And so it does, you really do need a spool that's going to work well with the AMS. So if you have one. So anyway, this is, I'm excited about PLA's book. Check that out. Video, like I said, will be out in the, if he's got it edited mostly, he's like cutting it down for time. It'll be out in the next couple hours.
Awesome. Yeah.
Okay, I need a plug.
It's usually pretty quick. You need a plug?
He says it's at 90 seconds. He's got to chop.
Okay.
Do you? I have one around the corner if I can go get it. You have multiple? Oh, that's
Take that
very,
in.
that's very sturdy. Oh, he did. Any tips for getting ABS to print well? Okay, that's a great one. ABS is very tricky because ABS wants to contract. So the number one thing, of course, is to have an enclosed. If you don't have an enclosed environment, it's just not going to work for the most part, because ABS, as it prints and it goes down, it's fine. And then so the question was, any tips on printing ABS well? So you put the ABS down and then it's going to start to contract in. If you've got them, it's just going to peel up and it'll pull away from the build plate and it'll have a problem, which is why ABS, having a heated build plate is one thing, and then having it in an enclosed environment. Now, in general, you don't have to have, for a while, they thought you would need a heated chamber, meaning that the chamber itself has a heater to keep the chamber heated. Usually you don't have to have that, but having an enclosed, like this K1, the K1 would do well for it. And then also having, just a second.
What's wrong?
A mosquito.
Oh, I gotcha.
I am like a lover of all animals, but I have a terrible histamine reaction to mosquitoes, and that got in probably when the dog went out.
Mosquito in the house. So
Well, I mean,
You okay?
mosquito parts.
parts.
Just a smushed mosquito now. If it was
Okay.
a fly, I wouldn't get it.
The
Okay,
whole mosquito.
so, hey, Asylum, Echo. Hey, Echo. Anyone
Hey, Echo.
else have good suggestions for printing ABS well? Because ABS can be tough. If alternatives, if you need ABS, go with ABS, but ASA prints much easier than ABS. And if you're doing something like outside, ASA actually has better, or PETG or ASA a lot of times will hold up better.
Yeah.
Because and it depends on what the color is. If you have an ABS, something that has a lot of color in it, it can crack more so than PETG or an ASA would. It's going to depend on the filament. Like we have something white that's probably 4 years old that we printed in ABS. It's covering up a camera outside, and it's been absolutely fine for 4 years.
How's like color, like UV sensitivity? How's
yeah,
that
that's a good
between
point.
ABS
Yeah,
and ASA?
Good point. So I'm glad you said that. And anybody who knows answers, jump in with this. If I say anything that's not right, my experience is far more with printing PLA and PETG than printing ABS and ASA. So the color fastness of ASA is going to be better than, from what I've heard.
Okay.
Sorry, UV light is harder on ABS than it is ASA.
Okay.
If I said that wrong, guys, and you know more, tell me for sure. And ASA is a lot. It's so fun when filming stories. Oh my gosh, it's the nice guy. Oh, it's the nice guy. I haven't seen you in the longest time. Oh my gosh. Hi. Okay, hold on. Trey said, oh, I hear Trey is saying that someone thinks he's dating a girl, but he's never asked her and she doesn't like him. Yeah.
Okay.
My daughter had 3 boyfriends at one point,
Oh,
and I
okay.
was asking her about it. And this was
I got you.
years ago.
Yeah.
And I was asking about it. She was like, well, I mean, I don't think they know that they're my boyfriends. I was like, anyway. Anyway, they're so cute, children.
So someone was asking about favorite Halloween prints. Do you have a favorite Halloween print? I know everybody's starting Halloween
everyone's
so
so
early this
early.
year.
Well, we have to
What in
print
the
it all
world?
and prepare it.
I know.
Let me think. So each year new ones come out, and there's just so many good ones. I'm trying to think of ones that I've printed before. Okay, there is one, if you go back like 2 years, I think, in our videos, that are these spiders, and I put them all over. So favorite Halloween print, and I put it all over my wall back here, and we had it on. And the reason these spider prints were so great was that you would print them, and it had sort of the spider body, which was, it had, you know, just the abdomen or carapace or whatever in the head, and then it had the 8 legs, right? And they had, but the legs were flat. So what you did is, if you came back to the printer after the print was done, then you just heat the build plate back up. If you caught it at the end, it was very thin legs. And so you would put it down to the, and you would bend them up, and you would put them in the shape of spider legs. It was such a clever thing. I'm trying to remember who did that. And I printed, there were multiple sizes, and they had different sort of spidery shapes. But that was such fun, because that year, in addition to having it back here, we had the, what do they call it? You know, the spider webs that you get, and it's that big, that ball of white stuff,
Right.
and you have to spread it out. And the kids wanted to put a whole bunch on. And so we made a bunch of those spiders. And that was fun, because it was a very fast print. And they had different sizes. Of course, with 3D printing, you can scale it up and down however you want. And yeah, and then they were fun to build, because if you have the build plate at 60C, we did in PLA, it was very easy to, it would be warm enough just to lift it up, and then you would bend, you know, my hands are bend the legs twice. So that one was fun. I'm trying to think. Asylum, what about you? Any favorite?
I mean, now, if you want to talk
Halloween
spiders, I have a favorite spider, but I'm always so biased when it comes to that kind of
Why?
stuff.
What?
Because Clock Spring has a spider.
Oh, you know what? I printed a
He
spider
does,
once. It was
and
a
he
long
has,
time
and
ago.
it has the legs separate. You can print the legs in different colors, the body, and then
Yeah.
he has masks for the face, like a pumpkin mask.
Oh yeah, I
or,
forgot about
you know,
that.
that one's really good. That one's really good. Now, I don't know if that one's available in printables. Clock Spring, is that one available in printables right now? Is that one of your free ones, or is that still over on my mini factory? I'm always biased towards Clock Spring. I admit it, and it's okay.
Okay, this is great. This is great. I got to read this. Okay, so this is Trey. Trey says the girl he thinks he's dating is actually my girlfriend. I asked her out, unlike him, helping himself to
What
a
are we talking
relationship.
about?
This
Where
is
is
a
this
hoot.
coming from?
This is someone in his class thinks he's dating this girl, only she doesn't like him, and he's never actually
Okay.
asked her.
All right,
That's a hoot. That's a hoot. I'm loving that.
that's funny.
That's funny. I mean, well, it is funny. It is funny. Hopefully it's. I mean, I kind of feel bad for him that he's too afraid to ask.
So-
But he knows you're dating her. So
Oh, wait.
why would he say he's?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I like those. Now, as far as like Halloween goes, there's a mask by Hex 3D.
Yeah. Which
It's
one? What's
the It clown. It's a tiki mask.
Oh, I've seen that.
It's really good. I like that one. That was a fun one around Halloween.
Now, Hex 3D, are any of his models free, or do you have to be a member of his Patreon?
Everything I know is member of Patreon, but
Okay.
you get everything for $8.
Okay. So Hex 3D, if you're interested, he comes out with a lot of really interesting. If you like fan stuff, he has done a whole bunch of stuff with Chucky and other
He's done
horror. He's done a lot of
mashups with
mashups with-
Grogu and the other
Yeah,
like
he had
Halloween
like
characters.
Grogu and Pinhead and Grogu. Oh, he's done some funny things.
Yeah.
So, but if I remember correctly, when you join Hex 3D, you get that month. And then when the next month comes around, you
3
get that
months.
month.
Yeah. Oh,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
the next
Right.
month, you'll get that month. And once you've been a member for 3 months, then you get access
Yeah.
to his huge catalog. And he has a big catalog.
Very good.
But when you join, you'll get that month. And it's $8, you're saying.
$8.
So that's not bad.
Yeah, that's not.
Gosh, I'm trying to think. I've printed so many things. What? Oh, I did one. I need to go look, because there's probably a whole bunch I haven't printed yet. But there was one that was Slimer, and I grew up. If you missed it, somebody put a comment out recently that why do you either look 20 or 60? And I'm not sure if I should be offended about the 60 or happy about the 20. Right. But I can say that I was around during the original Ghostbusters era. And so Slimer was like so cool. What are the best Halloween models?
We're discussing Halloween.
I was not 50 when Ghostbusters came out. I know, not you. What are we on? I don't understand why this cat's so fat. What? The thing that's burning is that lamp. And I said, run out there. It's a bug. Okay, my husband is doing the exact same thing that JC did. He's pulling it out, and he's going to say, it was a bug. I guarantee you. Let's see what he says. Oh, no, maybe he heard me. He has the most amazing selective hearing. He's like, excellent. Okay, what about questions? It was a bug? Oh, yeah.
Love it. Love it. Things. I was going over to things to see what models are trending. If there was anything.
Oh, going to things?
Halloweeny.
Actually, Thangs. So on all the platforms that have all the repositories that have models, and of course they all have their own, I think, strengths. But Thangs, if it is a free model, Thangs will pull it from like printables and cults and My Mini Factory. So searching on Thangs is going to give you a nice hit, right? A hit list.
You see the new thing?
Yeah,
3D print
I know.
bunny?
Isn't
what
that
the
cool?
heck is that? That's amazing.
I know. She's amazing. She's amazing. 3D print bunny. If you haven't seen her, so 3D
Umbrella
print
and
bunny.
rain shower.
Yeah. She just.
Come on.
She just does amazing things.
It's another string thing.
Yeah, she's great. So yeah, going to things and looking at trending. Although right now the things that are trending all seem to be about Gridfinity. But Gridfinity is the #1 downloaded.
I'm down with Gridfinity.
Yeah,
that's my
Gridfinity.
organization system.
Gridfinity. If you like to organize, Zach Friedman, he was at Rocky Mountain Rip Rap Festival, and he was such a nice guy. But he started Gridfinity, and then he was like, "Look, here's what I decided to do for organization: go out, make more." And boy, has it taken off.
Yeah, I know.
Turns out the number of people who like 3D printing and also like to organize things is huge.
Whoa. Attempt to organize things.
Oh, how's that going with you?
Yeah, exactly.
Are
I mean, we all know that we like go into our rooms, we clean it up, we shoot our TikTok video, and then 10 minutes later, it's yeah. And there's unfinished projects everywhere. So
Yeah. No, I hear
so
you. Okay.
up until I will use Gridfinity up until Clock Spring makes bowls with magnets.
Clockspring, are you going to make bowls with magnets? We need bowls with magnets and lids because, okay, I'm sorry, I'm going to bring you guys around a little bit because I feel like you're looking at the side of my face here. So I'm going to pull you forward. And tell me, guys, on TikTok. Oh, Ray says he's yet to make a Gridfinity system of his own. Yes, open source things. I mean, it's so great. So when I did actually Chip builds the cat stack game, which I just thought was great. I don't know if you're still on here, Ashley, but I just thought it was such a great model because I mean, how many different, we had the chair stacking game, and then there's always like Jenga, but you start from that and you pull down. So I thought the cat stacking game was good. And besides, she made these just adorable little cat models. And then I thought it would be fun to print that smaller, and they're cats. So print them in like black and orange. And that was when I realized that, and you all who have 3D printers, which is probably everybody on here, if not, absolutely, I highly recommend it. You probably won't get addicted like some of us and buy all the filament that you can and all the printers, but it might happen, so do it. But I take things for granted now, and that's that I can take any model that I want. If I need something broke on our Roomba, go look for it. Somebody's made a part for it.
Yeah.
Maybe you have to pay, that's fine. Open source, maybe it's free. So many things are free. And then print it out, and I can print it in whatever color I want. Or if it's something that's decorative, you can print it as big as you want. You can break it down with the new Prusa slicer.
Yep. The
new Prusa slicer, if I have something that's big and it doesn't fit, you can always cut things up, especially the folks that are doing like full suits of armor and stuff. You almost always have to cut those pieces up unless you have like a CR10 Max, right?
Right.
But, or what is it? What's the new one? The what's the one?
CR10, you got the Cobra Max.
Cobra
you got
Max
all
Max.
sorts
Don't they
of-
have a bigger Max?
Oh, do
now?
they?
I don't know.
I missed that one.
It's hard to keep track. But Prusa Slicer now lets you can do it's not what are you dovetail.
Dovetail.
Yeah, or it might have been a prior release. So now I can cut something up, print it, and then slide it together with dovetails just because my slicer lets me do that. That's good. What are you doing?
Oh, I was just laughing.
I look
Somebody
like
said
I'm
that.
singing at a concert.
I don't know what's going on there, but somebody had said that the husband knows that every new package that arrives at the door is filament.
My children know.
Yeah.
My children know. They're like, Mom, filament came. Yep. Yep. Filament came, Mom. They know the weight of it. In fact, sometimes I'll open up something and say, oh, it's not filament. It's filament. So yeah, something I take for granted is that not only can I print something and I can print it in the color that I want or the filament that I want, and if not, like I have a video coming out soon. Let me pull this over here.
She's coming. She's coming.
Wait, who's coming? What's coming?
You.
Oh, I went just around the bend. So this model right here has some in here. This model here, it's not very interesting looking, right? I'm doing a video on this. My Uncle Dale is a pilot for FedEx, but they have their own plane, which sounds totally posh. But it's not like, it's like kind of like having a boat or something. This is sort of just I mean, if you have a plane, though, you still have to have a place to park your plane, and you've got to, so it's more complicated than just getting a plane. So it's a small plane, but he wanted to get this. It's something to put some kind of water something in it. It doesn't look like a really big water bottle, but you can put something in it. In any case, he said, if I send you this file, can you print it out for me? And I said, sure. So he said, and the reason he said I'm sending it to you is because you got a lot of filament. And can you see if you can match the blue to my plane? And I was like, oh, I am so going to match this. So I tried a couple of different colors, and I thought this was kind of close. And I was out in the sunlight trying to print it, and we needed to print this in either PETG, ASA, or ABS because UV-wise, it's going to be seriously hit. So this was a opportunity to try to find perfectly color matched. And this, actually, this is beautiful filament. I don't know if you can see it. This is gorgeous. This is American Blue PETG from Green Gate 3D. Someone said, what are your favorite PETG company? Green Gate 3D makes absolutely gorgeous filament. And I said, and there's plenty of companies out there, but their stuff is great. And they only sell PETG, all made from recycled filament. So in any case, he then later messaged me and he was like, okay, the guy I got this part from, I ordered something else from and he's printing it. Let me ask him what he's using. And he got the part in the mail and he was like, this is like an almost perfect match. And so it was,
91%.
91%. Oh,
That's the
Creality.
Creality one.
Hatchbox, somebody, it was like Hatchbox ABS blue, and it was $15 on Amazon. And I was like, this is so easy, right? For $15, I can print however many of these he wants, and I have most of the spool left over, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I like having, I don't finish spools very often. One of the things is I do have a lot of filament coming in, but I love the whole collection. I'm like the Pokemon with filament.
I get nervous printing your filament around your house.
Why?
Like if I get close to the bottom of a roll, I'm scared you'll never be able to get that roll
You
again.
better use it up. You can use whatever as long as I can get it again. So some days, guys,
That's
it is
my
happening.
fear.
Yeah, don't just make sure it's available.
I do.
Okay, good. But other than that, you can use it up. So he's got 1, 2, 3. You've got 4 printers.
I had
No,
every-
that happened. That stopped.
I had
4 printers
I
going.
thought I started it.
You didn't. Very good.
Anyway,
I
I had every printer going today in this house.
You did. Oh, are you printing a cake? Oh, clock spring.
Oh, it's all clock spring right now because we're getting ready for Earth.
Oh, I want to tell you guys something about this filament that we're printing with. If you have come in here and have missed a question, what are we building? Okay, we build it, and mostly by building, we unbox it. So this is an unboxing of the. Let me flip
Hey,
you
Jason,
around.
thanks for stopping by.
Am I switched right? Yes. Oh, you can see my bowling alley carpet down there. See that? It's seriously. And actually, I have a black light. That's black light reactive, which is we don't ever do anything with this. So this is the Creality K1. right? And don't worry, Elastigirl's doing okay. But I did want to talk about her in a minute. So this is the Creality K1, and we maybe should have turned it around. This is the back of it. It is really has a loud fan there, but it's moving very, very fast. So the unboxing, here is the cat it's printing, which is almost done. And there is a benchy here that it did an excellent job with, and it is a sub 20-minute benchy. So I can hold that still.
Your carpet is loved, by the way.
I love that carpet. I'm telling you, I love that carpet. If we move, I'm taking it with me.
We've used that carpet on your website.
Oh, actually, yeah. If you go on our website, where is it? It's like on the main. What he's done is he's taken and he's blurred. Asylum is really good with this because he did the website work. So like he's just taken that. Oh look, there's the B-roll camera, and he's blurred that, and it's really cool. I like it. Okay, so let me talk about Elastigirl. And those of you on YouTube, I'm sorry you didn't get to see that crap. I'm terrible, guys. I got YouTube, and I'm not good at this. I don't know how you do this.
That's the back.
Oh yeah. Okay, here, hold tight.
Yeah.
So the background of the website, yeah.
Yeah. So if you look behind the text, all those dots and everything, that's the carpet.
Okay, now let's see.
What are we doing? Okay.
Oh,
All right.
Chris said, I brought a bamboo, built a remote control snowmobile and an 18-inch tall Optimus Prime. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So what are we doing? This was an unbox and first print. The unbox was basically take it out of the box, plug it in, let it run attach the front screen, peel all the plastic off of it and take all the foam out of it and let it run its initialization.
Yep.
And then say print the benchy from the SD card, and now we're printing a cat that is taking far longer than I thought it would take. I expected it to be sort of a thin little flexible thing, but it decided to have a very fat one. So this filament that we're printing, 14 minutes ago. So the filament that we're printing with is their Hyper Series. And when these filaments started coming out and they were like, it's fast PLA, and I was like, this is marketing. It's actually not marketing from my understanding. So I'm going to show you Elastigirl, and can you B-roll you B-roll camera? Hold on, guys. I'm going to put you on B-roll. I'd switch it now, but you'll see my legs. They're my legs.
Let me get ready first.
Oh, sorry. I was just showing my legs. Okay, so this is Elastigirl, and wait, two.
No.
Oh, crap.
You got to let me get the shot.
I messed it up again.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Good.
Now I'm just making a face until you push the button. Oh, you push it. Okay. So this is Elastigirl, and I did print. This is multiple pieces. We did print this on the bamboo, so you can see some of this. But the legs are individually done. You've got the arms and the head. So it is in multiple pieces. So where the legs start is right here below this orange. And I'm going to show you here. I'm going to show you her butt. Can you see how some of it is shiny and some of it's matte? Right? That's because these filaments, when they're printed at a certain speed, print with a lovely, nice shine. When it gets too fast, even though the filament isn't at a bad temperature, it's not like it's under or above temperature, it's just how that polymer is working. And so these hyper or fast PLAs are going to work well. I think you're going to get a more consistent look when you are printing with it in something that's fast like the K1. Now, are those arcade pinball machines? Yes, my husband loves pinball machines. And so I would be able to have more 3D printers. We didn't have pinball machines, but then I wouldn't have an editor.
Yeah, you wouldn't have
I would lose my editor.
If you get rid of the pinball machines, that would happen.
Love pinball machines.
Clearly.
So, yeah. So I'm trying to think anything else specific. Any other questions?
We're here. We got a little bit longer. We're above 90% right now. No, there's nothing new over here.
Nothing exciting over here. Yeah. So going back to the chip wheel thing. Where put that thing? Yeah. Where I printed the first time that I printed the the models. I just dropped, you just drop something on a bill plate and it's like, here's the size of the cat stack. Now, let me tell you that I was bad at this game, and normally I take a bunch of takes, and my husband will go, "Brr." I'm like, what? That was a good take. So no energy. That was terrible. I'm like, I'm tired. It's 12:30. But we did one take when I stacked them.
Yeah.
That was a one take. I was so proud of myself. But that was the second video that was yesterday. I'm like, we have 3D printers. We can do whatever we want. You can print them tiny. I love the fact that we have that ability, right, with 3D printers to make, instead of an 18-inch tall Optimus Prime, you could have made it 24 inches or whatever. I don't know. I have forgotten now what it's like not to be able to fix something, right?
Right.
Yeah. And that was my argument to not get a 3D printer originally. And this was a number of years ago when they were very expensive. Well, not very, but they were a lot more expensive. I had no idea that there were repositories, and there was certainly not the same number of available variety of models. Yeah. And so, when I noticed there was, wow, look at all this stuff. And even my mother-in-law, she was like, this little peg on the thing for the, I don't know what it was, Mahjong? And she said, is there any way and normally we would be like, well, you can't fix it. And so, we were just able to model it. I don't have great modeling skills. I have bad modeling skills. You have good modeling skills.
I enjoy modeling. I don't have a lot of time, but I do enjoy it.
That's because you keep doing stuff for me.
One thing I've noticed, no expansion ports. There's the only input on here is that USB up front and whatever at the screen. So if they went with an AMS system, they would have to go through the screen or find something through the USB or something. There's no expansion slot anywhere for doing anything.
Okay.
I just think that's interesting. Just something to point out.
All right. So if they say, I buy this printer and I make a decision to go with this instead of the Bamboo, and it is at a better price point, but I know that the Bamboo has an option to go AMS, but that is another addition on top. Plus, you get to use a lot more filament, and that adds up. And so if they come out with something later, how will that impact things?
Yeah.
Maybe it's a new screen, but people either are amazed by 3D printing or could not care less. Oh, found that with Da Vinci when we first got the machine. Yeah. You know what? You're right. People either are excited about it or can't care. People are always surprised. Now, this as a flexible model, this as a flexible model is pretty easy to see that it's just a little hinge. They might be wondering how it was made, but when you get some of the more, I don't have anything really complicated. Where did I?
What are you looking for?
I don't know, a dragon. Oh, because I got printers and I had to move them out of the way.
Yeah.
I ran out. But when you get into a lot of the articulated dragons or a big model like that, people cannot comprehend how did it print that. And then one layer at a time still doesn't explain it. That's where the slicer is such an amazing tool. Because I'll say, okay, I'm going to show you over here. And I'll say, so we're going to start, and they can watch how, this creates, and then, this part starts to close over. And that's such an epiphany for people to see. So slicers I love slicers.
Yeah.
I really like
cool.
messing around with settings. Sometimes I'll say to Clock Spring, well, it didn't print well. And he'll be like, And then I'll think, okay, what did I change in the slicer? Because I tell people, a lot of times people will say, like, if I am testing out a filament, right? The one thing that I want to do is I want to ensure that I didn't have to do anything unusual or exceptional to test this filament out, because I'm not doing a massive amount of printing with all these filaments, right? I'm just printing, and usually I am making sure that without doing anything unexpected, this prints. So each of these colors I just sent to the printer I might have decided, in order to get it to print faster, that it had less infill, but that's not really going to affect the filament. And so, but sometimes I'm test printing an earlier model and I go and do something dumb. Like, well, I know I love extrusion width, right? And so I remember watching Angus Devison of Maker's Muse. He's got just really great videos. I learned so much from him and people that I just really enjoy watching. But he would just talk about slicer this, slicer that, and I was like, I'm so confused. I was like, I don't even. They're letters and they mean the plastics. Isn't it just plastic? What do you mean? And then I remember I was like, PLA. I'm gonna remember PLA and ABS and AS, and I was like, ABS. That's the one Legos are made of. But yeah, and then you just can't remember what it's like not to do this and not to have the control, and then to go in and say, I really don't want to wait for that test print for 5 hours. Let me see if I could. What if I change the extrusion width, right, and make it wider?
Right.
That'll save you some time. Thompson Ladder had a video that he was like, the 0.4 millimeter nozzle is dead. It should never be used again. And it's something like that. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but not quite. He was pretty serious. He was like, I'm going to show you, first of all, I'm going to talk about historically why 0.4 millimeter is what has become the de facto standard.
Right.
And then why it's not necessarily the best one. And we know that if you have a 0.6 millimeter nozzle, it's not just wider, right? You have a whole, you're getting more volume out. So it's not just a little bit more. So he did some tests. He did 0.2 millimeter layer height, but he did, and it will print. What you looking?
It stopped printing again.
No, you have to press go.
I've pressed skill like 3 times.
We'll do that. Oh, I did that button. Sometimes I do the
She
button.
pressed the
Remember,
reset button.
it's only an alpha.
It's only an alpha. It
Yeah.
tells me that every time the machine
I know, it's
sets
like
up.
this input shaping is an alpha, so don't, be upset. Okay, wait, let me see if there's any questions.
So
You were amazed by, hi Bryce.
I have a question. So
You
I'm
do?
seeing some statements over here about the bamboo and how it requires a network to print on. You have to have the bamboo service. You have to be on the network. You can't print any other way. And if bamboo went belly up, you could no longer print.
So bamboo had, I'm going to hedge on that answer because things are changing with it. One, you can always SD card, right? You don't have to have that, right?
Can you SD card?
Yeah, it's right
Okay.
there.
Okay.
Yeah,
So there's an
SD card's
SD
right here.
card. So
Yeah.
you can print.
Yeah,
you
you
can
can SD
export
card.
from the slicer
Yeah.
without logging into a website.
There are some people that will only
You
print that
can
way.
Put it in there and you can print. Okay. There we go. Does that answer everybody's questions?
But so the default answer, so the default thing is that you're in the bamboo slicer, and you get a lot of things, just like government and taxes is bad, and yet we get roads, and so there are benefits that you get. The question is, you have to take the good with the bad, right? And
Right.
so,
Yep.
but bamboo is listening to people. So I'm not going to say that I have the answer because they're in the midst of changing things. So when it first came out, and people a lot of times didn't really realize this, you register your printer and everything, and they're like, okay, we've got the serial number and it's associated with you. You slice, and then you send it off to the printer and it magically starts. And what was happening behind the scenes is that file actually was going up to their cloud server and being served. It was being completely delivered over here. So it wasn't
Right.
like they were delivering it and if the power went out of bamboo, but it was going through their cloud server. And some people were like, they're my models. I don't want it going there.
Exactly, yeah.
Right. And so
Gotcha.
then they had a snafu that happened recently, and they have written a full explanation about what happened, but multiple things went down at the same time. And so some queues backed up, and as they were coming back online, it sent prints to people's printer, and that people's printers just started printing, which should never have happened.
Right.
And so that's really odd. So they went back and they said, here's what happened. Here's what we put in place to have that not happen again, because that's bad. And then also they know that some people are not happy about that whole cloud service, right? Because you can use the app, you can see the camera. There are lots of other things that you get from that. Like, for instance, I use Octoprint. So for the Prussias over here, when I send a print, or I even use it with Anycubic Cobra, I send the same thing with my Ender 3v2. I would send it through Octoprint so I didn't have to get up from my desk, even though it wasn't that far away. And I had a webcam and I could see that. All of that is great if I'm at home. But if I went out from my house and I wanted to see what was going on, I was having to open up a hole in my network to get in and watch. So that's where things like Spaghetti Detective and other things, they became Obico now. Right. So Bamboo is like, this is a secure way for you to look at what's going on and control your printers, because the last thing you want, we talked about, is it safe to leave a printer running when you're not at a house? And that's one question. Is it safe to have a hole opened up in your network so that someone could get in and tell your printers to do something like heat up to the max heating point and stay heat? You know what I'm saying? So that's where you really want to be sure that you have control over the printer. So Bamboo gives us, they give us functionality, right? And a lot of people are saying, I don't want that. And so they're hearing that.
Oh,
but it's right now, I think that situation that happened is something that they're going to take.
Well, you know, I'm not a fan of the server.
Oh, I know you're not. You're not
at all. I'm not a fan of that, because you know I want everything to stay internal.
I know you want it to say, especially it's leaving the country technically, because here, go get the B-roll, Kim. It's leaving the country technically because it's going to China's cloud server or Bamboo's cloud server, and it's in China unless there's one here in the U.S. I don't know, and some of you guys might be international. Yeah, still that's a concern. All right, so here's our cat. Before I pop it off. Hi guys. So it looks like it printed fairly nicely.
Yeah, it even kind of rescued itself.
It rescued itself. You ready?
Did we have a little bit of a layer shift there?
We did. Oh, with the tail. Oh, because this became loose, right? Oh, look at that. Well, it's cooled down. It cooled down. So there we go. It did come off the build plate. So what happened here is this is just, oh, look, the cat can run. It arches its back. It's running. It's everything on the body and the head. I'm going to look at it with scrutiny. I'm going to get some old people glasses out.
Okay. Old people glasses. So it's a cat. It can run. Anyway. Yeah, that shift, you can tell it really came apart pretty early, actually.
So, yeah. Oh, my old people glasses are... These I use my old people glasses when I'm trying to get the dang needle in the nozzle, and I'm like, I can't see where to put the needle. Okay. This looks really good. Yeah, I mean, first of all, this high speed PLA looks great. So we did have here. So here's the top of it, right, and something happened, and it came off the build plate, right? And it came off the build plate. Sorry, guys, on YouTube that you're not seeing this. And once it came off the build plate, other sections of the tail were moving, and so the tail just kind of, but the end of the tail was connected, so our tail doesn't bend. Cat's been in a cat fight, but this PLA looks nice. Hold on, the cat's turning a corner. It's turning a corner. It doesn't like you. Now it's running. I'm kidding. This actually looks, I really like this. This looks quite good. This is the top. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm staring at it and not even showing it. I like the print's good. I would not expect the print to be bad. I mean, I'm just looking at the edge. I'm looking, gosh, I can't get the edge around here. Some of this, yeah, it's nice. I like this filament. I keep saying that because I've been all like, high speed PLA, yada, 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 but this is good. The Hyper series.
Cool.
All right. So, let me give the cat a fish. There we go. Give it a fish.
There you go.
All right. So any last minute thoughts? Oh my goodness. Thank you for the roses. Thank you for the roses.
Thanks for coming, Matthew.
Yeah, this was a longer video than live stream than we intended, because we were like, we're going to do a benchy, and that's fine. And we had issues getting it started on YouTube, and then it was like, it's a 20-minute print.
Yes.
We lied.
If we wait 20 more minutes, we will, or almost, actually 12 minutes, we'll hit 3 hours.
So honestly, if this print were printing on I'm going to call it a traditional old school printer, this would have been much longer than the hour and whatever it was.
Would have been longer, and probably with it coming off the build plate like it did, it would have like seriously failed a lot more.
Yeah. So I haven't read anything. I don't know if we should have put any interface down or not. So people have talked about bamboo. People have talked about this the Creality K1. The K1, it is our summary right now. And we're going to, again, this is, I haven't had a chance to work with it other than tonight. And I've been hanging out behind it, chatting with you all night. So I think it prints well. I don't think there's a question about that.
Yeah.
It does not have the capability to do more than one color. There is not an announcement that they will have anything like the bamboo AMS. I keep pointing that way because mine are over there. And you're like, why is she pointing at the wall? So is there a recommendation that I would have one or the other? If I think you're going to be happy with either one. If you are not interested or concerned about doing multiple color, I think going with the price point, either way, I think you're going to be happy. This would be my summary
I think
tonight.
so.
This is louder.
Initial summary.
We've also been standing behind it, and the loudest point has been the fan, and it's been blowing hot air on us, which is why we look so. Your hair is not as messed up as mine.
Of course not.
My hair has gone like spazzy. I think you'll be fine with it. The other thing though I would say is if you do want to look at doing multiple colors, then the only suggestion that we really have right now, the Anchor has said they're going to come out with multiple color. It is not, nothing has come forth with that. The Anchor Make printer does a good job. So no question about that. It is fast, but the bamboo is the way you need to go. And now they had the P1S, which is less expensive than the X1 Carbon. And then they had the P1P and then the P1S. And both of those are lower price point. And then you can add the AMS later, and you can add some of the features later. So I'm not trying to sell bamboo. I absolutely don't want to do that because this printed really nicely, and it's a little smaller than the bamboo. But if you are expecting to be able to do or wanting to do multiple colors in the future, there is no path here, right? That's the only thing I'm saying with this is there's not a current path. The price point on this is really good. It's definitely a good price point. Okay, final thoughts.
Final thoughts.
You're from Egypt. Sorry, I love Egypt.
Yeah, that's so good.
I got really excited.
Yeah, I think
Hi.
first blush, printing the models that they configured for their printer, I'm definitely impressed. Like I don't own a bamboo. I'm putting together a Voron 2.4 right now.
Yep.
So that'll be my first like high
Fast,
speed, fast printer. And looking at this, I'm pretty good. Now it is white. White is very forgiving.
But
in a lot of ways.
I don't see the layer lines on that. Well, let me see.
Yeah, you could see. But anyway,
Let me see this one.
being
It's good.
real picky.
No, you're being really picky. Well, you're supposed to be with the first print.
And so
Because if we said they were all
but-
perfect.
I working with it, kind of trying to see and understand. I think for the price point, I mean, any other printer like this, you're talking $700+
Yeah, it's a good price point.
You get into the Vorons, you're talking more than a bamboo.
If you want to do a Voron.
If
you can't buy it, you have to build it.
Yeah, and you have to build it. So I think for the price point for what it is, it's good. I think it does a good job. And if you're putting out one color prints, and you need to do it fast,
And if you want to do something like prints, helmets or stuff, you can cut them up. You can print them on this. Most people that are doing that are post-processing and finishing them anyway.
I've never had luck with Creality printers anyway.
Yeah.
Mine have always been that. So I could say that's probably the best Creality printer I've seen yet.
Oh, this is the best Creality printer by far I've seen. Yeah. And because of the features. Look, it did all this stuff that my Ender 3 V2 or my Creality C100. I have to bring out my C100, right?
Optimus Prime.
Right. This seriously is. This is a Creality C100. Is it Creality? Yeah, it says Creality right there. Don't buy that printer. I think they still sell it. But yeah, it's absolutely the best Creality printer that I've worked with. So I don't think you will be disappointed, especially if it's your first printer. If you've got other printers, there are a lot of reviews out there of people talking about them. So I think you'll be happy. Yeah. So
I'll be interested just seeing, can you get in there? Can you configure? Can you tune? Can you, what kind of things can you get in? And, how's it, like you're saying, when you work with the software, how's it sending the prints? Where's it going? Network wise, just a lot of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Cheesy Janes, hey, you're coming in like 1 minute before we're hanging up. I have oh my gosh, I have like so much to respond to you. I will respond to you. I promise. Actually, I had it open today.
6.5 minutes before we leave.
6.5 minutes. Okay. Yeah. Oh, Mohammed. Hi I'm in North Carolina in the United States. I always wanted to go to Egypt. He says he's from Egypt. This is over on TikTok. I always wanted to go to Egypt. And when I went to college, I was able to go on it was only 2 weeks, but I spent a week in Egypt and I absolutely loved it. And this is, back then, this was some number of years ago. I have hanging in multiple places in my house, papyrus with traditional old Egyptian, I don't know where it was. But anyway, we have, and I have my name in hieroglyphics and I just love it. I loved Egypt. Cool. I want to go back someday. Okay.
Awesome.
We have 6 minutes.
Yep. We got, a little less than 6 minutes. If we're going for 3 hours solid.
We're going for 3 hours
We're
solid.
at
Are we?
2:54:19. Anything else you want to say about the printer?
It's already gotten dusty in this space. Wow. I'm just looking at this. Thankfully, so it's got this top. There is dust all over this. This was covered earlier. Wow. You put that back in. Yep. I'm trying to think anything specific I have about Creality. So
you like the filament? You thought
I really,
really well at high speed.
Yeah. So this is a high. If you're just jumping in, this is that high speed. So if you have a Creality, and this, I don't think it's much more, right? And you have something that prints fast, be it a Bamboo or you built a Voron or one of the other printers that goes fast. Yeah, that I like the filament a lot. Gosh, I don't know any other things.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's probably about it on the printer. It was easy to put together. It's pretty much plug and play. There wasn't anything too difficult.
Yeah, this was plug in, turn on, let it configure, start the print.
I think the hardest part were 3 screws I had to remove, and that was it.
On the phone.
Yeah.
No, the hardest part was, hold on. The hardest part was the fact that it arrived in this box with a metal band. There was a whole wooden box. And we didn't open it until we started the live stream. And then my husband was back here and he was like, I have no idea how to get in this box. And you were like, give me those pliers. Anyway, we got in. And then it was just a standard cardboard thing in there. So yes, I'm going to the East Coast Rep Rap Festival. Absolutely. I'm really excited about the East Coast Rep Rap Festival. In fact, you and I, along with Clockspring, Creatrix Brit, Photos Mint, and Charo are going to have a table. And we are, just because we happen to, it's a coincidence and the right timing, we're going to be right close to the entrance. Mm-hmm. So you will see us. You are printing. I don't know if you like. Gloop. And we're going to hang out with 3D Gloop. We'll be right by 3D Gloop and Repcord. So absolutely love the East Coast Rep Rap Festival. If you haven't gone to it and you're close and you can stop in for one day, come in. If you love 3D printing, it's a lot of things to see because there are a lot of people that will have their own personal exhibits and stuff that they're doing, but they're good companies, and there's stickers. I'm gonna have a bunch of stickers. Clockspring, are you still there? Are you having stickers?
Clockspring should have stickers.
Clockspring is gonna have
stickers. We've got a bunch of models and things stickers. That we print a lot of models, a lot of Clockspring models, a lot of different things. We'll have shelves full of models there. You can just come by and pick up if you want one.
I love this model. I will say Clockspring is in here. I do test printing with Clockspring in case you're ever wondering why she put so many videos up with this. But yeah, so I work with him, and so then he puts the models out, releases them, and I'm like, and I love this print. Like for instance, if you like this is I think they may have 2 now. This is Matter Hackers. Matter Hackers in the U.S. make some filament of their own. I think they don't make it themselves, but I think they have it spec'd, and this stuff is gorgeous. And so I printed it. I don't even remember what this is called. Clockspring gives them really nice names, and then I forget. I'm like, that thing with the place where you went that time.
That's one of my favorite bowls.
I tell you what, I'm gonna also, it's sitting on top of Alexa. The other thing that Clockspring released that I'm so excited about, now that we're just gonna talk about stuff. If you have a question, you're going to be making Fabrico some shirts. Ooh.
You got 2 minutes.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Okay, Rift Bowl.
Yes, the Rift Bowl. I knew he would remember. He's
2 minutes.
2 minutes. So, yes. Oh my gosh, I want to talk more about sublimation. Okay, I want to talk more about I have an alarm that just went off to awesome. Paula Abdul's Ain't Your Mama. I got my kids singing that song. That's great. So, yeah, but I have questions about sublimation too, because I have a project I want to do with sublimation. I think sublimation is so cool, and you can sublimate things onto you can sublimate use sublimation paper, and then you can print on it, and then it comes off on the 3D printer. Wow, we're going to run out of time. But Clockspring made me a little Filament Stories spool
For
right?
your
and so I give them away at these Rep Rap festivals. And I'm gonna normally I would have it has the Filament Stories on one side, and it has I forgot what it has, like our logos on it, and then it has hold on. 0.075.
0.075.
Yeah, 0.075 because we're making a joke. 1.7. Yeah, of the width. But this is so cute, and it sits in there, and then it is not a multicolor print. This is one print. I lost my spools.
Oh.
And the way this prints is it prints on its side, and so you just do color changes.
30 seconds.
8 color changes, and then you can have your own little. I'm calling it my mini fallout shelter. I love this thing. I can't remember how to put the lid on. Okay, this was great. Thank you guys for coming and spending all this time and listening to me ramble.
Thank you guys. Follow us if you haven't subscribed. Subscribe. Come over on all the socials. Filament Stories, Asylum Life Makes, and we really enjoyed this. Although it was long, we did enjoy it and had a lot of fun. I know. I picked the wrong print. That was me. But y'all have a great night.
Thank you for putting up with us, guys.
And we will see y'all later.
Good night. Bye, Cheesy Chains. I will get back to you. I feel so bad.